Welcome everybody, and welcome back to BattleMania. Not too sure why this has been said here. The title's a bit weird today. I think Season 3. Not sure why that title is the way it is, but now it's been changed. There we go. How are we doing, everybody? I hope we're all having a good evening. We're back here with the multiplayer tournament, which is BattleMania Season 3, Week 3. And it looks like both players are going to be ready. We are going to be having the RTK Alec Rao up against Lunacy here, playing on Oak and Hammer. And if we do pop in here, we will be seeing that we have a Lizardman banning VP and VC. So two very good bans there. And we will be having the Skaven pick, which is also a very good counter pick here up against Lizardmen. So I hope we're all having a good evening. How are we doing, the Parkerilla? How are we doing, Caradoc, CJ, Bibrington? I hope we're all well. And everybody else in the chat here today, do feel free to say hey. It'd be nice to see all of you here in the chat. Right, bit of an error there from YouTube again. Not too sure what's going on with YouTube at the moment, but it's a bit of a shame. Okay, right, let's hop in with both factions. Let's go in with Skaven today. And see, we have a few units of Gutter Runners with Poison, with some normal Gutter Runners as well. Looks like 6 units of Gutter Runners in general. Looks like we have, is that 2 Poison or 3 Poison? Not just 2 Poison. So we're going to have 6 units of those, 2 of them being Poison, with a couple of units of Rat Ogres, 3 units of Rat Ogres and the Triple Threat. So we'll be having Lord Skrog, who will have some fantastic abilities. You will be having the Liber Barbonicus. You'll also be having the Rod of Corruption for those damage spells, Stand Your Ground, Pestilence Birth, as well as Vermintide for those summons, and of course the Aura of Pestilence. We'll also be having the Double Assassin, which will be coming both here with Trophy Head. And in the back here we will have some Skaven Slave Spears. We'll have some more Clan Rats here in the front line, so a little bit more elite. You're not going to see so many Clan Rats. Sorry, you'll be seeing more Clan Rats, less Skaven Slaves, simply because Skaven Slaves all got increased to their prices. Both of them getting a plus 25 increase to their prices, going from, I believe, 125 to 150 and 150 to 175. That doesn't sound like too much, but when you add it all up for 4, 5, 6, even up to 8 units, that can really, really make a difference. For those men, you will be having some Skink Javelins in the front line alongside some normal cohorts. With the ROR cohort also ticked, the ROR requested Skinks that have Shall Not Die. These guys are absolutely fantastic, armor piercing and poison. We'll also be having the Swords, Swords and Shields, really tanky, meaty boys with a nice wide line. We'll have some spears and also have some shields. 3 units of Community Skinks can be really struggling here up against the Gutter Runners, but we do have the Garys. So I call these Garys, but we have some Feral Bastillodons here with their nice terror. These guys are very, very cheap, costing about 650, some of the cheapest terror in the game. And they also have a massive 140 armor. These guys are absolutely no joke at all. And if we do pop over here to the right hand side, we'll be seeing the Lord Choice there, which will be Kroggar here, coming on top of Grimlock, and some fantastic stuff. He will be having the Hand of the Gods, as well as the Sacred Spawning of Exotl for the physical resistance and the vigor. And that's going to be it. He will be bonus to large, anti-large armor piercing, so very good at taking down large stuff. And here in the back, we do have a nice Sheila, or otherwise known as the Feral Stegodon, with the bonus to infantry, armor piercing, and anti-infantry. Some good terror. And the Skink Priest of Beasts. You will be having the Transformation of Skedon, and just in case there's a box build, you will be having the Flock of Doom. So a nice build here from both sides. I think the triple Community Skinks might struggle here, but as we well know, Alec Rao is a very, very good player. And Lunacy's no joke either. He's knocked me out of more tournaments than I've participated in, so interesting stuff. Of course, hope you're doing good. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that, Bibrington. I hope everybody's having a good evening wherever they are. And if you have any questions, anybody in the chat at any point, please feel free to ask. We're all about here, all about growing and learning and having a good time. Having a good time. So I think this, in general, does favour the Skaven. This is an interesting build from Lunacy. I've not really seen a build like this before. I think these are to help deal with the Chameleon Skinks. These 6 units of the Gutter Runners, Poison as well, so it should be pretty interesting to see how they're going to work. Did you have the 4? So if we do pop over here whilst we are waiting, you will be able to see here that they do actually have 40% missile resistance, making them very good counter-skirmishers. We do actually have the physical resistance here on top of the gutter runners. We do actually have 20%, so they still negate as well. We also have the snare net and all the other good bits and bobs, including the stalk. So yeah, some interesting stuff there, but one thing to notice is that 40% is really going to make a difference. Can those 3 outtrade these 6? Certainly not. So it's all going to come down to whether Lunacy can micro these 6 and get the damage value that is needed. Units are going to be going forward. We do have 70 range here, up against the 80 of the Chameleon Skinks as well, so that's going to be the interesting thing. The Pharaoh Gary can come through as well, and if the Gary can chase off a few units, then perfect. But as you can see, we do have the double assassin here. These boys do have stalk, and they are very scary. You really don't want them hopping onto an isolated Gary, and especially not on an isolated Sheila. And as you can see, Kronka will be coming through. If he does manage to get a hand of the gods here on any of these assassins, that could be really, really tasty. How are we doing, Phoenix? I think so too, Phoenix. I actually really like Warlock Giselles in this matchup. They're very good at sniping dinos and the co. I imagine here you expected Pterodons and maybe like 3 units of Pterodons, 3 units of Chameleon Skinks. That's very common here in this matchup. What's actually gone on is actually got lots more cohorts with the Javelins. Javelins will be going through, and you see we are going to see the Rat Ogres coming through with a punch up against the Chameleon Skink Javelins. The Pharaoh Pterodon will be in the pocket. They will be coming with that terror to help mash up the Rat Ogres. They do have fear, so negative 8 not going to have an impact. And here you can see Rat Ogres coming in by the many hits, armor piercing, 83 armor piercing, weapon strength, some really, really good stuff. But how are you doing, Jay Phoenix? I hope you're well today. As you can see in the front line, we probably have a few items going down here. A couple of spells there by the looks. I think a lot of that's going to be due to negative leadership, thanks to having Skrulk here in the matchup. I don't see Skrulk very often, but it's nice to see him. Transformation of Gadon will be going down in the back here. That's a really nice terror-causing Manticore summon. If you can pop that here in the back, maybe use it to maybe scare off some unit of Gutter Runners. Just keep that distance between the Gutter Runners and the front line. That can be very, very helpful. We have a very good summon of Plague Monks in the front line. Very good there for the Bonus Infantry, Anti-Infantry. Really good at carving up chaff. As you can see here, still doing some good work up against these Saurus Warriors. These guys are absolutely no joke in combat. As we can see, absolutely destroyed here, and now rampaging. The Pharaoh Pterodon will be going straight into the Rat Ogres, and it will very quickly break more than likely. These Rat Ogres are perfect at dealing with those very cheap dinosaurs. So we do have Dinosaur in the pocket, and this Gary here is going to be doing some good work up against the cheap and cheerful chaff. As you can see, these swirls going around, going to be some nice terror. Let's kill! In the pocket here, we have all sorts of Saurus Spears fighting up against Clan Rats. Clan Rats stand absolutely no chance. They just don't have the punch needed to get through that armor and also get through that melee defense. They actually have 38 melee defense, and it is pretty good stuff. I thought it was 42, but it's not as high as I thought, actually. It's not as high as I thought. It's generally lower than most other infantry spears. But of course, they do have a good amount of armor, so maybe that's just a balancing mechanic. In the pocket here, we are going to have a Gary that is struggling just a little bit. We now have spears on top of him as well for the bonus large and anti-large, and the Rat Ogres for that lovely punch. The Rat Ogres are excellent when they are feeded in alongside infantry, meaning they're not taking the entirety of the punch. Another transformation of Gadon coming in the back. And you can see Crocker is going to be running away. These assassins are going to be keeping him at bay. One has gone down here due to terror, I think. Is that going to be terror? Let's get a work on him. Yeah, he has been terrified due to the Sheila. And as you can see, the perfect play. What I'd like to use is the other Pharaoh Manticore to chase off the other assassin. Looks like one is they will come back very quickly due to terror, but it looks like they're going to be sniping out against Skrulk. And not against that at all. Oh, nice Hand of the Gods there. Really smashing the flank of the assassin. And you do have the speed here for Crocker. That Pharaoh Manticore is coming for Skrulk, and Skrulk has absolutely no protection here, and this is a big problem. Stand your line going down for the increased melee defense. It's 69 melee defense here, and just as long as this Pharaoh Manticore doesn't rampage, you should hopefully be able to take out Skrulk. As you can see, really good play here from Malik Rao, taking out the assassin as well, and getting the Sheila's wheels as well as the Skin Cruiser Beast coming down just to take care of the second assassin. And that's going to be all of the hero core done, and that's really dangerous, as his infantry will more than comfortably lose here up against the dinos. But as you can see, coming apart slowly, the Saurus Spears with shields, they're relatively healthy, but they're certainly going to be broken. I'm not too sure why they're broken, but they certainly lost up against the Rat Ogres. Can they take down the Rat Ogres, though, is the difficult element. We do have a rampaging Pharaoh Manticore fighting up against Rat Ogres. It will do some damage value, but it's not really where it wants to be fighting. Crocker is going to be chasing off the assassin. It needs to be done. It is a little bit painful here for Anik Rao, but it has to be done. Coming into the pocket though, you can see broken units of Ratto because they have been terrified thanks to the Gary as well as the Sheila combo, but they do need to chase Lord Scroll. He absolutely must be taken care of. As you can see, another Plague Monk summon coming through. He is too dangerous to keep alive. This Sheila must push through and has to get on top of Lord Scroll. The problem is your other Gary has Rampage, meaning he will just fight what's ever closest. You can't control him at this point. We have loads of Skaven in the back here. These boys need to get back involved and help Scroll out. I know they're not really too important. You have summons, etc. And I'm sure the micro is very high at this point. But Lunacy will be withdrawing. That's a little bit of a shame there. Let's get a look here. So I think Kroggar with a nice Hand of the Gods. Only 341. Most of that probably coming from the Hand of the Gods. But Transmutation of Godon are very, very important. They're very good. It's just free sniping, basically, of just Lords with Winds of Magic or very weak heroes. I think Manticores are very good for that. 700 damage value for the Feral Sheila, as well as the 370 and 140 for the Feral Bastillodon. Standing absolutely no chance here up against the Rat Ogres. But 124 kills, 360, 680, 616 for the Saurus Spears, 560, 200. Yeah, so not too bad from the Saurus Warriors. Saurus Warriors pretty staple in this. They'll beat most things. They'll beat Clan Rats comfortably. Even Clan Rats with shields, they'll beat them very, very easily. As you can see here, 400, 450, and 480. Do not underestimate Skink Cohort Javelins. They are super powerful. Those Javelins do some meaty, meaty damage. Do not underestimate them. 275 and 121. Even for the extra 100 on average, these boys are getting somewhere about 450. For the extra 100 cost, on average, they're getting so much more value. Obviously, here you have to take it into account what they were fighting, but those javelins can really do some good work. 181, 370, and 250 for the Chameleon Skinks. And this is where it gets important. Skrulks, 750, 100, and 185 for the Assassins. The Assassins really needed to take out the Skink Priest, or maybe try and see if they can get onto Krokgar. They did manage to get onto Krokgar at one point, but not quite get the damage value they wanted. Frontline doing not so great, as you can see here in the 80s. You can see this frontline of Skaven, Slave, and just Clan Rats just will struggle. But 300, 500, 500, 400, 360, 270, and 540, 700, and 266. I really like the Rat Ogres. They're very good at taking out other dinosaurs, but you need something that could really stably do some good damage over time. And unfortunately here, 6 units of Gutter Runners, I just don't think it was the answer. GG's indeed. How are we all doing? How's everybody today? Right, so we're going to be hopping onto the second map. I'll have to remind myself of what the maps are. So we have Pillar of Bone. Pillar of Bone. Let's get onto it. P in the chat on here. Perfect. Pillar of Bone. Pillar of Bone is next. So 1-0 here to Alec Rao with a nice good win early on. I like that win. Oh, let's have a look here, sorry. Because of your comment about playing opponents as last time, just curious. Oh, what's your... his CJ's name is Complex Slayer. Complex Slayer. Thanks, I'm eating a waffle right now. Awesome, that sounds really cool, Phoenix. What are you eating that waffle with? You got some nice honey on that, or you got some? What have you got on that? How you doing, Guy? I'm gonna try and pronounce your first name. Erasmus. Is that correct? I hope that's correct, but I hope you're doing well. Game's a little loud, bud. Let me see if I'll try and make it a bit quieter. But in general, most of the sounds in the game are pretty loud. But I'll try and make it quieter in between the next games. Don't think I can do it here. Don't think. I might try and see if I can do it when we've kicked into the game. Alright, so it looks like we have Wood Elves, Band, Dwarfs, and Brett. Perfect bands, perfect bands. It's interesting we're going to see Wood Elves. I think High Elves could have been quite nice here, but maybe Alec Rao's not too comfortable with High Elves. But Wood Elves, into Wood Elves. Another mirror match for me. Almeldo, how we doing, buddy? Come on, Alec Rao. Yeah, bring on Alec. Pretty Still Bonnet as well. I want to say big congratulations to him. Really, commiserations first off. I actually saw his battle here up against Praetor. It was a really, really awesome battle. It was actually Lizardmen up against Beastmen. It was a phenomenal game that I was very fortunate to watch in round 1. I'll be actually casting that tomorrow. It was a really, really awesome game that really comes down to the wire. It really, really does come down to the wire. It's a rift on Firefly / Serenity. Is that like a band, Parkerilla? Pretty Still Bonnet. Where have I heard that from? I've heard that from somewhere. I feel like my dad... I feel like it's music related. I feel like... I lost to Bowmore as Norska against Skaven. It was pretty close though. Bowmore is an exceptional player. Bowmore is a very, very good player. Do not be sad that you lost to Bowmore. He's really, really good. He's also a really cool dude. How are we getting on in our other bracket? All right, so looks like we're going to have Tank up against Katam as well. So it's like Katam beat Bowmore and Praetor lost to Tank. So we will be having Tank against Katam here in the semi-finals straight after this one. So that should be really fun. All right, let's hop into it here. So Pillar of Bones is going to be nice and close, and this game is going to be fast. So we have some Deepwood Scouts with the Swift Shiver Shards for that nice magic damage. Looks like we have 3 of them. So what if we do have a couple of trees here? They actually have physical resistance. So that magic damage here from the Swift Shiver Shards is going to be very, very good. It looks like here we do actually have the ROR Wraths of the Frozen Hearts, which are the ROR Dryads here. They're pretty tanky. They also have good Frenzy, physical resistance, and of course they have that Frostbite. 4 units of Eternal Guards with shields, very good for protecting themselves against those range. And we have the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. Let's get a look at these bad boys. They are exceptional. The bonus is large, anti-large, as well as the magic attacks, the silver shields, frenzy, and that physical resistance. These guys are just exceptional. 62 charge and the 85 speed. We have Wild Riders with shields as well, so just going to be the non-ROR. Do we have any more cavalry today? It looks like we do have some more Wild Riders. So it looks like 4 units of Wild Riders. I think you can have 4 units of Wild Riders. Could somebody just double check? Phoenix, I don't know if you can have 4 units of Wild Riders. I think you can. I think you can. But I know they're pretty expensive. So we can see here Shield of Thorns as well as the Earthblood here for the Mage of Life. We're not going to be having any Life Bloom. So losing out on the Life Bloom there. Perhaps not expecting to cast too much. And we have the Glade Lord in the front. Let's have a look. Yeah, so let's get on that Glade Lord. Glade Lord will be having Prayer Ref and Namer. Yeah, that's it. So she's just going to have a net with that, and a net on the other side as well. As also Deepwood Scouts, just normal Deepwood Scouts. We'll also be having some Wild Hunters of Kurnos, Wild Riders, and some Blade Rider Spears. So it looks like we're going to have 4 units of Wild Riders. So you must be able to have 4 units of Wild Riders. That should be interesting. We're going to have some more Eternal Guard with shields. It looks very similar on both sides. So you have more range here for the Deepwood Scouts. But here's the thing. And this is what I really like about the Glade Lords. The Glade Lords are going to be going back and forth. What they're really trying to do is they're really trying to scout out and see if they can see any potential hidden range. So when they go forward, they will be able to see certain units. And you have 180 range for Deepwood Scouts, but more damage output from the Swift Shiver Shards, but they only have 135 range. So something very interesting to take into account there. We have some Eternal Guard with shields. They should be able to hold now a brace and be ready for the Wild Rider of Kurnos onslaught. But in the pocket though, it's all going to come down to whoever can win the range and protect the range the most should relatively win this. There's not going to be any sort of win either side here. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. So Lunacy here was rotating, and we do see the blue side here from Alec Rao was going to get the charge here up against the Eternal Guards. So perfect stuff. He was actually moving in his Eternal Guards, which forced Lunacy to rotate, and then was able to get the Wild Riders in on the flank. So the Wrath of the Hearts Frozen here are going to be coming in. They're also going to apply that negative speed, which can pinning these guys in place, allow all of the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, etc. to come around on the flanks. You can see 3 units of cavalry going to be coming around the back. Only 1 unit here, and the branch range is going to be in trouble. It does actually have Life Bloom, as well as, it looks like, is that Mr. Fire Miasma, or that might be Pendulum. If it's Pendulum, that could be really, really good. Looks like we have a net in the front here for the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. If you are Lunacy, they have been netted. It's a big shame. Downhill charge from the Wild Hunters with shields, and they should be getting shot here. We'll give them a negative to missile resistance as well. Balance of power is still relatively even. We actually have some Deepwood Scouts in the back. They are going to be shooting into the Wild Riders of Alec Rao. They do actually have silver shields as well. So as long as they're pointing in the right way, they should get that resistance of 55%. But in this pocket over here, you see Alec Rao is going to be cleaning up the backside. And there we go. Really nice pendulum. Look at that damage there on the Wild Riders of shields. Actually breaking them. And the Wild Hunters of Kurnos should be able to push those off the map nice and easily. Some good stuff there. And we have managed to break the Deepwood Scouts in the back using the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. Now it's just going to be clean up crew. Just one unit of the Deepwood Scout Shiver Shards in the back here for Lunacy. Sorry, for Alec Rao. And for Lunacy we have 3 units of range still online. As you can see, the Rats of the Frozen Heart aren't going to be able to slow down the Deepwood Scouts, so they are going to need some assistance. But you can see 3 units in the back here of the Wild Riders of Shields are going to have that nice mobility here to shut them all down. As you can see, we do actually have some Eternal Guards with Shields here coming in as well, really trying to shut down these Deepwood Scouts. They have 38 speed up against the 33 of the Eternal Guards. They should be able to kite here, but they're going to be kiting straight into the Eternal Guard of Shields here of Alec Rao. Lots of kiting still on board. The Glade Lord here is relatively healthy, but not too healthy. But as you can see, we do actually have the healing on the side of the Life Singer here. So we're having healing and the Shield of Thorns, whilst just when we have the healing and Calling of the Woods on the Lunacy side of things. Arrows going left, right, and centre here, really trying to shut down that mobility. Whoever loses their mobility first will lose this game. So before you have lost the healing from Lunacy, you are going to be having the Wild Hunters chasing him off. In the pocket though, we do have Lunacy. They need to trade for like. You cannot have healing on one side and not on the other. This is a really, really balanced matchup here. Balance of power here pulling into Alec Rao's favour. Just about. But it looks like the net is going down here on top of the Wild Riders, as they are going to be allowing the Eternal Guard with shields to push through and shut them down. We actually have a few more Wild Riders coming back. These are the ones that tried to get broken off here on the left-hand side. Just like they did get pushed off too hard. And here's the problem. You can see in the back now, we do actually have the Glade Lord. She's just going to be attacking him against the Deepwood Scouts, trying to get as much damage as she possibly can. Maybe see if she can break them, but it should be interested nonetheless. So let's have a little look here. So if we do go a little bit closer into the battlefield, we are going to see a few units of Eternal Guard shields that have been broken here in the backside. And we did manage to get the Branch Wraith back, so some good stuff. The only problem is that Branch Wraith is going to be running straight downhill into these spears. And there we go, Lunacy is going to be pulling out, and that is a bit of a shame here for Lunacy. It will be a quick 2 over Alec Rao, and some really, really nice plays. So if we drop into Lunacy, he came 327 damage value for the Glade Lord, 470 for the Branch Wraith, and this goes 380, 317, 380, 500 and 250, so not too bad from the Eternal Guard, looking at someone about 350 on average, and 877, 127, and 760 for the Deepwood Scouts. Now let's directly compare that here, so 1.1, 580 and 222. So as you can see here, the Deepwood Scouts without the Swisher Shards actually performs better, and they are cheaper here in this matchup. They're 100 cheaper each, so you save your 300 there from the models. Now if we do look over here, we'll actually see 240 for the Glade Ride Spears. We'll see 1,200 here from the Wild Riders. And if we do look at the Wild Riders with shields, we'll be seeing 47 for 890, 500 and 590 from the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. If we look here from the Cavalry of Alec Rao, we'll be seeing 1.2, 700, 1,300 and 1,300, just showing that the mobility and sort of that micro here from Alec Rao just being that little bit sharper over Lunacy, and really when it comes down to Wood Elves, that mobility as well as the range is really what pays off in these matchups. As you can see in the middle pocket, 640, 700, 315. Yeah, so roughly the same here on average for the Eternal God. Maybe slightly higher here on the Alec Rao side. And 625 for the Glade Lord. And no damage for the Life Singer. But she got a little bit more damage there, and probably even if you do count these together. But obviously this Glade Lord took a lot of damage. And the Glade Lord will actually be a lot in that balance of power, whether you unfortunately like it or not. GG's well played. Some nasty Cav micro from Alec. Yeah, exactly. And that's I think that was just tipping into that there. That's actually what I think won the game. Although actually I think Lunacy had a good build here with the Deepwood Scouts. They got the good damage value they needed. He actually lost the cavalry game, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. Alright, so well played there. Let me pop back now and see if I can just quieten that down a little bit for you guys. We'll go into sound. Let's turn down. It's all pretty low, to be honest. see if I can turn that down a little bit. Hopefully that should be a little bit better for you guys, hopefully. How are we all doing? So let's pop in with you guys. So let's get this going. We're going to have now Tank up against... Let's get him in. Where's Tank? Tank playing very well for himself today. Let's see where he is. Big Tank at the top. Alright, so Alec Brown's the final, and he's going to be up against Katam. So it's nice to see Katam here in the final. Katam is also a very, very strong player. So it's nice to see him here today. Where is Katam? Don't know if you're watching Katam, but I can't see you, buddy. I can't see you. Right, there's Tank. Katam, let me just see if I can get hold of you. I don't know if you can get hold of him otherwise, bunnies. Alright, let's pop back in with you guys. How are we all doing? Let's have a look. Steel Bonnet is another name for the Border Reavers, from who I am descended. Okay. My Pretty Floral Bonnet episode. I'll have to check that out and then come back to you with that, because I don't know about that end bit, but I'll check that out, Bonnet. I'll check that out, Parkerilla. That's pretty cool though. I like that. I like the name. No, it's pretty cool. Like I wish I knew more about my descendants. For my name, I won't say it on stream, but for my name, we actually had my dad's dad had his house in his name. In his surname, so that was really cool. So that was really cool. I'd like to learn more, because actually where I'm from here is actually not where my heritage is from. So right, so I lost about I beat Big Door as my TK against his Empire. Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, CJ. You know, it's all about just practicing, and you know, sometimes you know you just. Oh, Tank is going to play Dowie banning Dark Elves and Skaven. So this is an interesting one, and this is something I'm sure I've talked to a few of you about. There's a few Dowie players here in my chat for sure. I like the Dark Elf ban. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be seeing this is Chaos. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be Chaos. So the normal 3 bans you have is Dark Elves, Skaven, or High Elves. Any of those 3 are the main bans. They are the main bans here for the Dowie. You can win against Dark Elves. I think it's easier to win against High Elves than it is Dark Elves. Caradoc. How can you come in and say such things on my stream? Listen, man, I liked you, but you're now down in the book. You're in the book for that, Caradoc. You better hope you don't cross me in any tournament, because that grudge is going to be written. Don't like the Dowie. Don't like the Dowie. That makes my beard sad. Sad beard noises, Caradoc. Sad beard noises. Internally screams and high up, not seeing them picked here. It can be good, but obviously, as the one reason why I think Tank left them open, and the reason why I don't mind leaving them open a little bit more now, is the fact that you know what they're going to bring. I actually think High Elves and Dark Elves are on the same level. I know people will probably disagree with me, but actually I think they're on the same level. Just don't take the obvious chariot build and you... I mean, pretty much if you bring 5 units of... Let's think. If you bring 5 units of White Lions to chase, yeah, pretty much win. I know, but I don't like slow legs. Ah. They're awesome in law. They're awesome in law. Okay. I'll allow you, Caradog. But you're still in the book. You're still in the book for a bit of grudging, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I think Skaven by far is their worst matchup for sure. Skaven by far is their worst matchup. How you doing, for Poland? Hope you're doing well, buddy. That's true, Phoenix. Yeah, that's true. An experienced higher player can bring a multitude of things. I'm pretty sure like White Lions of Chase are very difficult for Dowie to deal with, for sure. Also, if you've just been basing arrows to deal with Slayers, it's pretty tough. It's a pretty tough matchup. I played it a few times in my early career of the Dowie, and I paid for it, but I learned, to be fair. And this is the problem with Dowie, and I think Jay Phoenix, she's nailed this on the head, right? This is the thing. The Dowie, you pretty much have to go, and this is the full problem with them in general. That's fighting any matchup, apart from the ones, like, for example, if they fight up against Empire, they beat them in pretty much every category, right? But for the ones that they don't really stand too much of a chance against, so even Greenskins, right? Greenskins can be heavily favoured in the Dowie favour, but you have to guess correctly. If you guess incorrectly, you insta-lose. That's it. And that's the way it goes for every single match it is for the Dowie. You basically put all of your coins into a pot and you hope you get the right result. You know, you could go like an elite infantry build, and sometimes it might just not be enough. Like here, it could be, here it's going to be really 50-50. I'd say it... It's so hard to say who it favours. On this map, it's pretty small. But what I would expect here is maybe like 5 units of... probably 5 units of copters in the sky. And then maybe a nice elite box in the middle. That's pretty common in this matchup. Yeah, pretty much, Carolock. It's not quite an ulti-lose, but it's pretty tough. So, we have 2 units of organ guns. Now, organ guns could be very good, but can they take down Ferromanticores? Maybe. So, they have Longbeards, great weapons, lots of Longbeards. Now, I like the Longbeard picked. I don't know how I feel about the Dwarf Warriors, but they'll do. Norgrim Ironbreakers and the Urkram Miners. So, we're also going to be having the Hero Felix, Gotrek, and Grombrindle. So this is a really tasty pick here in the middle. That's going to make all the Dowie folks smile. We'll be having Flash Bomb, Grombrindle Husband Fear, and the interesting Rune Helm of Zufbar. So I like the Rune Helm. It's very good at negating fear at -8, so it gets the +4 overall. But I'm not a big fan of its cost. It's my only problem. I'm not a big fan of it. I'll be honest. But if you have it in a tight box, it can really, really work. You're going to be having a Naked Gotrek. He actually does have an ability here, which not many know about, which is Heroic Fortitude. It doesn't often work. Apparently it works, but I've never seen it. We also have Felix, who will be having his Blood Oath, so be healing all of the characters around him whilst they're in melee combat. That should be pretty good, and you obviously got to love the organ guns. Massive armor-piercing missile strength. These things are just exceptional if they do hit. It's going to be a nice tight build here with the Norgrim Ironbreakers, with those really strong blasting charges coming over the top. Should be some very, very good work. So if we do look at the Chaos side of things, with the double Chaos Ferromanticores, very good cheap terror here in the sky, nice and fast. Chaos Warhounds here in the back, and we'll be having some Mortal Horsemen throwing axes. So we have 3 units of those. We have some heavy Chaos Chariots, very good, and the absolute bane of the Dowie, with some more Chaos Warriors with great weapons here. Chaos Warriors are very good with the 100 armor, very hard to cleave through for sure. You see the front line as well. We will be having some more Chaos Marauder great weapons. Chaos Marauder great weapons are also very good. Very susceptible to blasting charges, though, you have to admit. but you do need them just to saturate that explosion chaff. So let's tank is ready, Catan, good luck, have fun. Coming from both sides, really like that. I really want to encourage that here on the stream, is just being sportsmen. Being really, really good sportsmen is very important here in my tournaments. And guys, I'll tell you now, and I'll tell you now for free, if you want to have replays, etc. on the channel, if you are a good, nice person, you're always very respectful, you will always have a very good chance of getting casted here on the channel. Alright, let's get ready to rumble. And this is a dirty, dirty box. This is filthy. Absolutely filthy. Now, what we've got here is the Lord's Choice. I actually didn't see the Lord's Choice. The Lord's Choice will be Archon the Everchosen. He will be having the Flame Storm as well as Kindle Flame. So that Flame Storm could be very good in this pocket. That's going to be very difficult for a box build. Now, as we well know, Tank does like his box builds. The organ guns here can do pretty well, but it's whether they can hit the right targets. Now, very good stuff here. The box is going to be moving forward, but we have no Slayers. No Slayers at all. It's a bit of a rare one here. You don't often see no Slayers. I mean, we have one Slayer. How dare I? We have one. And he's in the middle. But no Slayers in general is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting for sure. So the organ guns, look at that damage value there. Straight up against those mortar with the throwing axes. Some brilliant damage value there. Getting down to 31 models already. Those organ guns will absolutely whack the Chaos Chariots. Now they do need to turn and burn here up against the Chaos Ferromanticores. We do have immune to Psychology thanks to Longbeards. That makes them very, very useful here in this matchup. And they also have that good charged defense versus large. So if anything large does come in, it will help hold up just a little bit. Logum Eyebreakers, the RR, also have immune to Psychology and expert charge defense. And all the other good bits and bobs. So lots of shots going down in the front line. They really need to start taking apart the Chaos War with great weapons. These guns are going to be perfect for it. This box a must hold. If anything does fall apart, it's going to be very difficult. Not a box, but symmetrical formation. How you doing, Lunacy, bro? Nice to see you on the stream. Hope it's going well. Right. So the Chaos Warhounds are going to come around the back with the throwing axes as well. The biggest problem here, you don't have too much range. They're pretty much going to be taking free shots here from the Mauler throwing axes. They don't have too much to take care of them, unfortunately. They don't have enough to shoot the Ferromanticores. They don't have enough to deal with all of the other bits and bobs. Flamestorm in the middle. What can the Flamestorm here do? So the Flamestorm is going to go over some of the cannon and taking out some of the crew, done some damage. Longbeards are going to be moving, and this is the perfect time. It's separating the box, and they should be able to get throwing axes through and into the pockets. But it just depends if these Longbeards are going to come back. So some good micro here. They will be coming back. They're going to be nice and close. The blasting charges should go down. Blasting charges in the front line. The blasting charges doing some good damage right up against the Chaos Warriors with great weapons. They do have 100 armor, but they're still going to take some damage. Blasting charges won't do so well, but they'll still do some damage value nonetheless. They actually have 62 strength compared to the 31 of the normal. Oh, Flamestorm actually coming in the back here and doing damage up against his own units. Interesting stuff there. Interesting stuff. That Flamestorm actually going to do damage up against Katam's own units. Interesting. So in the front here, blasting charges in the front from the Urkram Miners. Urkram Miners gone. Really has no fear for the plus 24 melee defense. This is needed right now. Perfect stuff. Means you should be able to hold the extra melee defense and win the initial engagement. That is what is important. And you can see the wolves are in the back. And the wolves are going to get through here. And they should be able to get onto the back of the cannons and shut them down. Now these dwarfs do not run for anybody. Grombrindle has no fear. Increased melee defense as well. 45 melee defense should allow them to hold just that little bit longer if needed. Chaos Ferromanticore will be in the pocket. And the big slam here from Gotrek. Big punch here in the back. And I think that's not going to quite connect. The second Ferromanticore coming in. We really need Grombrindle and the Co over here. We are going to be seeing Gotrek coming through with the big bum slam here. Yeah, look at that. Big slap in the bum. And that is going to force the Chaos Ferromanticore to rampage. And big hits here from Gotrek. Look at this damage value. He is perfectly designed here to take down such units. Some really, really good work here. And look at that Ferromanticore. He is not having a good time. But in the back here, this is the problem. You do actually have one still going around doing some good damage value. And these have not been microed so well. Look at this. You're going to be having all sorts of angry Longbeards coming through here for the taste of vengeance. But in the sky, we do actually manage to get the Ferromanticore back up. And it looks like that Ferromanticore went down. So interesting stuff. I actually can't see it on the floor, but it looks like it did go down. I can't see it here on the map. We've actually lost the Chaos Chariots as well. Oh, there's the Ferromanticore. The Ferromanticore did get away, but it's taken a bit of a punch. And it insta-rampaged. It insta-rampaged coming straight back. But he's in the pocket. He's in the pocket. We need Grombrindle to come over here, flash bomb here up against the Chaos Ferromanticore, and then really get the big slap in. It looks like he's going to be in the front here, fighting up against Archaon. Archaon won't win here. I think this is actually looking like a Dowie win. It is starting to favour the Dowie, but I don't really think the Chaos have enough to shut this down, and they especially don't have enough to shut down the triple threat. Grombrindle, as well as Gotrek and Felix, is such a dangerous combo. It's so dangerous. Mortal Horseman throwing axe is still getting some good damage value here up against the Longbeards, but I don't know. This is going to be tight. This is going to be really close. As you can see, Arkham the Ever-Chosen taking out under half health. He's not going to be a happy boy. He's negative 30 leadership there due to damage sustained, and negative due to flanks exposed as well. But we do actually have the organ gun shut down, and just some more throwing axes in the back. Let's get a nice overview here. We do have some units on the periphery that do need to come back into the fray, including the nice fast Chaos Warhounds. So another nice Flamestorm coming in. Just like the Flamestorm actually shattered the unit of Chaos Marauders. The problem with Flamestorm is obviously you can't predict it. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen, and it's a little bit scary. So certain units here are now going to be routing. This whole left side has really struggled. Balance of power really starting to shift into the Dowie favour now. Pretty much just going to be the Ferromanticore really trying to shut down lots of things. Throwing axes are going to be coming into this blob. But, yeah, I don't know. Archaon certainly can't win against this triple threat. These two need to come together. The Ferromanticore, as well as Archaon Chosen, need to come together and see if they can see a stray character. Fighting up against Grombrindle, unbreakable. Fighting up against Gotrek, unbreakable. The one they really need to snipe out is Felix. You snipe out Felix, you get rid of that healing, and just makes these guys a little bit less tanky. But this blob is just so difficult to deal with. But as you can see, we do have some Longbeards fighting up against the Chaos Mortal Horsemen, and we do actually have a broken unit of Orphan Gun weapon teams in the back. It's just going to be a little bit stable. We actually have some blasting charges on the Ekra Miners. Coming over here and blasting charging some of the horsemen wouldn't be too bad. But, oh look, looks like we have the double Ferromanticore back. Okay, good. So the double Ferromanticores are ready, but they need to have the perfect place to strike. Good. So looks like they've managed to hit here on top of Felix. Felix actually got hit, we didn't take any damage. Double Ferromanticores are coming for his backside, and it looks like he's just going to be holding. And there we go, that's perfect stuff. Flash bomb's gone down, and I'm pretty sure that's GG's. There's not a lot you can do here. Grombrindle is going to go through for the slam. So we managed to get in here, so there should be... Yeah, Gotrek is coming through. Look at the damage value there. Perfect stuff. Balance of power is moving. This one has broken. It will come back, but Archaon is also in the pocket, and he will be fighting up against Grombrindle and the co. But it looks like he is going to be able to sneak out. He can't keep running like this. He needs to try and find something to snipe. Blasting charges are coming back into the mixture. They should be able to get some good damage value here on the Mortal Horsemen if they get a chance. The Shatter unit of Chaos Warhounds. Looks like you're trying to use the Manticore to try and chase off a few units of Northern Ironbreakers. Maybe try and see if you can cause some terror. But it's not really going to happen. Terror is really not going to affect here, as you just basically have Longbeards left. Urkra Miners are getting into shape, but Archaon is coming in the backside here for those nice charges. Where's Archaon going to go now? Archaon... I think it's going to be these triple versus the world, I think. Problem is that the double Ferromanticores as well as Archaon hold a massive amount of balance of power. And I don't think there's going to be enough here. So they are going to go in for the strike. Here we go. They are in. They have targeted Felix, which I think is the perfect attempt. He does have 55 melee defense, so he is no joke. But as you can see, for their troubles, Gotrek just comes through with the hammer. Just absolutely gives it to that Manticore, and yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. It was a nice build. It was a nice build. I was a little bit skeptical to begin with, but it was a nice build for sure. Unfortunate RNG. It was really unfortunate. It was really unfortunate. There was a couple of cycle charges there on Felix that just didn't connect. It was really unfortunate. But let's hop in here for Katam, sorry. 1.5k damage value for Archaon the Ever-Chosen. 500, 400, 100, 500, and 650. Just shows how good Chaos Mortals Great Weapons really can be. If you don't have enough blasting charges here to deal with these guys, they are super painful to deal with. 380, 350, and 370 for the Chaos Warrior Great Weapons, and only 65 for the Chaos Chariots. That's such a shame. 850, 650, and 530 from the Mortal Horsemen throwing axes, and only 260 for the Chaos Warhounds. Double Manticores 560, 540. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. That's a bit of a shame. But still, I like this build. This is a pretty standard build here, and yeah, I really like the build here from Tank. 780 as well as 660 with 1.4 here for Gotray. 517, 360 with 570, 550, 240 and 650. Norglim's getting 1.36. Also 800 here for the Erkram Miners. 970 and 770 for the organ guns. That healing being very, very crucial. That healing obviously just keeping the health nice and high and keeping that balance of power pushing. Let's have a little look here. GG's indeed. GG's. Yes, Pillar of Bone, isn't it? Yes. Oh, I've gone too far. Went way too far. Alright. Yes, should be Pillar Bone. If we do get through to the last one, it will be River and Maison. But interesting build coming from both sides. I like it quite a bit. Let's hop in with you guys. Both players basically played the same builds in each other's in the sub-faction tournament. Nice. Oh. Bit sad that Wood Elves lost, but overall fine. The ever tragic Vortex spell. The Vortex spell, I think, is such a risk. It can really pay off, or it can really not. It's such a gamble. Yeah, flaming it does, but also so does the flaming piercing bolts of burning. That also does armor piercing, which I really like in this matchup. Or Searing Doom is really good up against dwarfs. I actually really like the Ever Chicken in this matchup. Ever Chicken is really good, I think. He also causes terror, and he's just tanky as hell. Like he has like 50% missile resistance. It's pretty good. Yeah, it was unfortunate RNG. Well, Billington Kassam always brings Archon. He just likes him a lot. It doesn't need to make sense. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, and I think that's more than acceptable, right? If you like a lord and you want to bring them, bring them. Like, yeah, go ahead, crack on, enjoy it. That's what this is all about. It doesn't always have to be like super like competitive. Like I must bring this lord or that lord. Bring what you enjoy. Fireball is pretty good here for artillery and gyro bombs. Yeah, I think also Spirit Leech is really good. Spirit Leech is exceptional at dealing with cannon crews. A couple of overcasts, Spirit Leeches can be quite nice. I like his style. But yeah, GG's indeed. All I'm waiting for is someone to ban a faction he doesn't own. That would be funny. What would have been really nice, Shadow Magic. I really like Pendulum. Pendulum here is really, really good. Logic, next tournament when? Next tournament should be Monday. We're doing one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday again next week. So Monday will be the 2v2 tournament. As soon as this is done, I will put it out. So 2v2 tournament. So hopefully you guys do pretty well. And the way it's going to run is what will happen is you'll have player A and player B on one team, and then your player A and player B on the other team. So we'll have team 1 and team 2. So player 1A picks and bans a faction. Player 2A then picks and bans. 1B picks and bans. And then player 2B picks. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. It will be explained, but that's roughly how it will work. So basically, whoever picks first gets 2 bans, and the other side gets 1. Essentially. And it'll be best of 3s, and it should be pretty fun. Alright, so it looks like Empire, Ban VC, and what else? Yep, so good stuff there. Good stuff. I actually think I like Chaos into Empire. I think they've got some really, really good applications, cheap marauders, etc. Do pretty well up against just normal swordsman. Also, apart from gun lines and greatswords, they really struggle for AP. I think what would be really good in this matchup would be Voltmar the Grim. Voltmar the Grim is very nice in this matchup. I actually really like Sarthrael the Everchicken. Sarthrael is very good as well. Also, if you do got Archon, you can also bring Burning Head, which is also exceptional. Low armor here. Broader throwing. Cumber Horsemen do well here. Not really. But they can. They can. You do need some... I think Doggos are better here. Bring some Doggos with some poison. Really pushing that back line. Break some things and then use them just to get them off the battlefield. Nice, cheap and easy. Yeah, you can go either way. Or if you want to go artillery, you could really bring a Hellcannon, really mix this battle up, you know, really change some things. And I think some people get a little bit set in their ways. Sometimes, you know, just changing certain elements can be really nice. You know, bring something new and fresh that something you might not have thought about. What about 2v2 tournament? Yeah, so the 2v2 tournament, Caradoc, I'll be doing that on Monday. So basically, you and a friend will enter as a team, and then you'll play up against another pair. And then that's what it will be. So you two will come up with a team name. And then you'll play. How you doing, Allah? GG CBS. Is it ZBS? Let me double check my eyesight. ZBS. I'm not sure what ZBS means, but I understand GG. So yeah, Caradoc and everybody in the channel, whoever you guys want to play with, be a little bit more of a fun tournament because obviously you can't really. It'll all follow banner rules, etc. But basically, you'll bring 2 armies, 12,400 each, and you will play. And what you'll do is you can't bring the same faction. But let's say I'm with a Rubber Duck of War, it'd be me and him. He goes, oh, I want to play Lizardmen. I go, brilliant. I want to play Dwarfs. So we might work it in a way that might work. But for example, if we come up against a team, say it's going to be Caradoc and Biblington, and they go, oh, well, we know that they like Dwarfs and Lizardmen. You'll go, they'll either ban Dwarfs or Lizardmen, depending on who's going to pick and ban first, etc. Or however it might work, you know, you can play it around, or maybe you really want to be something quite cool. Maybe you want to go like High Elves and then bring like a Lariel and then bring Dwarfs with a mass infantry front line. And you can really mix it up. You know, you could bring Dwarfs with a front line, and then you could have a Wood Elf like back line, and then you could have the artillery from the Dwarfs, and then maybe some nice cavalry there from the Wood Elves. You know, you can really mix it around. It's the best. How are you doing, well, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm not sure where Void is today, but I've actually got his game. And just to let you guys know, tonight I'll also be sending out all 3 weeks. I apologise, I've been really busy. But after this week, I'll be sending, after tonight, I will be sending out the points to update the table. It will be there in the Discord, so you guys can see who's on what points to go through to the final week. And the top 8 players will be playing for a copy of the Total War Warhammer 3 game, so it'll be nice and free for you guys. Or of course, if Void wins again, he'll be walking away with a prize, cash prize, from myself. So that'd be really cool. Alrighty, so we do hop over here. Let's hop over with the Empire. So looks like we're going to have 3 units of Free Company Militia. Oh no, looks like we have the Stellan's Revenge as well. So, oh, looks like it's been moved. So we do actually have the Stellan's Revenge, which has some very good armor-piercing application that you don't normally get from the Free Company Militia. But as you can see here, they will be actually having 14 armor-piercing out of 26 missile strength. They also have a Mutapsychology, which is really underrated in my opinion. That Mutapsychology is very important. So the actual normal Free Company Militia, if we do hop onto those, they actually only have 2 armor piercing out of 18. So the armor piercing is very different here from the Stellan's Revenge. So in the front line, something I really like here, it looks like we are going to be having some great swords, the Sigma Suns, which are very good. So the 3 main units in the front, the Unbreakable Sigma Suns and the double armor piercing bonus for infantry, anti-infantry great swords. Very good at dealing with Chaos Warriors and even Chosen. They'll lose up against Chosen, of course, but they'll still do good damage value. In the back here, we do actually have 2 units of Vampire Knights. Not particularly good at getting kills and damage value, but they'll be very good at just pinning in certain units and being a sticky nuisance. 66 speed, they're not too fast, but they're very good at recharging, pinning in units, and getting that damage value. Continues the halberdiers for the benefit of large anti-large armor piercing, and some more spearmen with shields here to help that front line. We also have a warrior priest, which is going to be very good at buffing the front line with the hammer of Sigmar, as well as soulfire for that bombardment, so coming in with the increased attack. We do have a Volkmar the Grim here today, so the big boy here on top of his war chariot. He will be having quite a few items, so it looks like the Grand Soulfire, the Grand Shield of Faith, the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, Banishment, and the Jade Griffin. So he has the Grand spells, and over here the Warrior Priest have the normal ones. They actually do go on top of each other, which is quite nice. So if you use the Grand Hammer of Sigmar and the Hammer of Sigmar, you actually get plus 48 melee attack. We also have the Amber Wizard, which will be here with Transportation of Gadon, and Flock of Doom, so some nice Manticore summons and damage. In the front line, we have some Royal Horsemen, just some normal ones there, so it's a nice 80 range with those good throwing spears. So just 3 units of those today. We actually have the Exalted Hero in the sky, and another Manticore here from the Chaos Metal Sorcerer. So what's the Metal Sorcerer got today? He will be having the Final Transportation, Plague of Rust, and the Forbidden Rod, so he's going to be stroking that rod there for that Winter Magic. The Exalted Hero in the sky with the Mark of Khorne, giving that immediate psychology and the etc. And he'll also be having the Good Encourage. Looks like some Chaos Marauders here in the front line with some Aspiring Champions. Aspiring Champions do come with that magic damage, and not only that, they do actually look pretty badass. We'll also be having the Lord Choice here, which will be Prince Sigvald the Magnificent. Now this tanky boy is exceptional here in the multiplayer at the moment. He will be having Stand or Die, Heroic Killing Blows, Slippery, and the Auroric Armor for that healing. In the back, now something I did accidentally call, but we are actually going to see the Soul of Damnation. This is the ROR Siege piece, which is going to be the Hell Cannon. It will be actually having Boom as well as Blood, and also be having the Soul Devour, which can all be abilities here that can increase its abilities. 541 armor piercing missile strength. It also has 420 range and a tracking ability, which means it can actually move in the sky, because technically there's a demon inside there, I believe, and what it does is it actually fires out and it can track and help aiming, so it's pretty good there. 1,550 cost, meaning it's going to have to do very well here. Chosen Warriors with Halberds, very good for the bonus of large, anti-large armor piercing, so going to be very good at taking down some of those Empire Knights. So really, really good stuff here. It should be interesting to see what's going to happen. Can he shut down here up against the Soul of Damnation? These three in the front need to get some good damage value before it does come through. Maybe see if you can get a few into some infantry units without shields. You know, I think there's a couple of spearmen without shields here. Or at least I thought there was. Maybe there's a few in the back here. No, honestly, they all come with shields today. Oh no, one without shields. Okay. I'm not sure where these applications are going to come in. There's going to be lots of Stern's Revenge. These guys can actually fire whilst moving. I believe it's only forward. I don't think they have 360-degree shooting, but I think they can certainly move forward while shooting. Alright, ready? Good luck, have fun from both sides. Brilliant sportsmanship, absolutely fantastic. So let's hop into it. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Volkmar the Grim is going to be very difficult to take down. You also have lots of gun here to take care, and they should. They only have 90 range, unfortunately. Where is the Soul of Damnation going to go? I think it's going to be hitting the Great Swords. I think the Great Swords are a brilliant pick. There's not too much to take care of them. We do have some Chaos Marauders on the front line with some Aspiring Champions and co. The Chaos Marauders' great weapons, they could be pretty good. I actually missed this. We're in the forest, but actually going to be having some chosen great weapons. These guys are some of the best infantry in the game. They have the massive 50 armor piercing weapon strength, really good stats, 120 armor, and they are just exceptional. I can't wait to see how they're going to perform. I actually missed that. That was silly logic. But in the back here, these throwing spears are not going to do too much damage really up against the 110 armor of the Empire Knights. They'll still do damage over time for sure. But obviously there should be some really good application up against the maybe up against the halberdiers. They have some pretty low armor, no shields. But looks like Transportation of Gadon always coming through. The Manticore will come through to the back, and that's exactly why you have the halberdiers here in the back. They're going to be very good at just taking care of that. I'm sure they are going to be chasing after the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal. If you do actually manage to cast, maybe try and see if you can get both your Manticores, cast a Plague of Rust, and maybe just reduce that armor from the Pharaoh Manticore, and then try and see if you can snipe it. But obviously there will be free damage value here in the sky. As you can see, I think both are going to come in. But the problem is, if you do fight in the sky here, they're now going to be very susceptible to getting shot. And this is where it becomes difficult. Both are going to come through. Just like cycle charging from one, hit from the other. The has rampaged. So maybe you could just run away now. You don't need to get too invested. But as you can see, shooting him from behind. And look at this. Perfect targeting here. They aren't going to be shooting into the halberdiers. They don't have any armor, no shields. So they're going to get some good damage value up against this armor-piercing unit. As you can see here, already 67 kills from the Soul of Damnation. Doing some good damage value here in this front pocket. Nice big hits here. You do see the Free Company militia. Not really going to have too much line of sight here, as you can see. They're going to be firing uphill. And they won't do any friendly fire up against their great swords. So they are going to have to shoot over here to help. You see these sparring champions are going to be coming through here to slap, and they're coming here to slap some great swords. There's some pretty good stats. 43 melee attack with 63 melee defense. Absolutely no joke there in the front line. As you can see, Volkmar will be fighting here up against the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, and really need to see an overcast of Plague of Rust going down here. Really needs the help. As you can see, the Soul of Damnation is going to be hitting here. Has broken the Free Company militia. Can they break down the Stellan's Revenge as well? Looks like here as well, we are going to be having the Exalted Hero coming to slap up against Volkmar. We also have some AP great weapons from the Chaos Warriors also to try and help up against Volkmar the Grim. Some cycle charges from the Exalted Hero, some pretty good work, but he's going to be getting shot for his troubles. Some nice big hits in the back here. Really doing some good damage value here up against the Stellan's Revenge. You take out the range here, and there's not too much left. The Great Swords in the front line are going to be losing. The other second unit are really struggling. And where are the Sigma Suns? The Sigma Suns are in the back, and that's where they're dangerous. These guys are unbreakable, and they are able to get onto the weapon teams here, which are the Unbreakable Dwarfs. They are going to be fighting up against the Chaos Warriors of Halberds, and the Empire Knights are going to come through, and they have actually so much mass that actually shifting the Soul of Damnation. That's really interesting. You can see massive pocket here, and they are going to be hitting all sorts of units in this pocket. So what's going on here? So just like the Warrior Piece has been sniped by the Exalted Hero and the Manticore riding Chaos Sorcerer, and he has broken. So it looks like he's going to be in some big trouble. But as you can see in the pocket here, Volkmar the Grim does have the Grand Shield of Faith as well as the Grand Hammer of Sigmar going down. Really going to help here in this pocket, but we do need Sigvold. Sigvold does need to come through and put down the punishment. Lots of guns in the back still some Free Company militia online doing some good damage value. We still have AP from the Halberdiers and AP from the Great Swords, so still should do some very good work. But it looks like we are going to be losing the Soul of Damnation down to 70 health. It looks like there's just going to be one model left. Even if there's only one left, he should be able to get on top of the cannon and do some good work. Not too sure where that's going or how it's doing that, but it is moving pretty fast. I've never seen the Soul of Damnation do that before. But it's still going to be online. You still have one cannon crew, so you should be able to get on there and hopefully fire that. But here we go. Nice Soulfire coming down here, doing some good damage value. Actually managing to terrify some Chaos Marauders. But what do we have to take care of Volkmar the Grim? We have some chosen great weapons. They can be very good at taking care of the Empire Knights and very good at dealing damage up against Volkmar the Grim. But do we have anything really else left? I don't know. It looks like here the Free Company militia are going to be easily struggling up against Prince Sigvold. With those shut down, it's going to be some excellent work. As you can see, we have a broken Chaos Sorcerer that really tried to push off the Stellan's Revenge. It's like he's taken a punishment. But as you can see here, so the Marauder Horsemen are actually stacked on top of each other. So lots of volleys could come through here from the Free Company militia. Now, what happened to that other Manticore? I didn't actually see what happened to that Manticore. Balance of power really even though. Sigvold will solo this if you give him the opportunity. But as you can see, the Chaos Warriors of Halberds are coming into it now. It looks like here we are going to be getting a nice Banishment in the back. Banishment is going to do some good damage value up against the Chosen Great Weapons. Look at that damage value. Brilliant, brilliant work here in this pocket. Looks like it is going to be moving away now. And as we can see, looks like Prince Sigvold is going to be finishing off the Empire Knights. We are losing Free Company militia. Left, right and centre. The Stellan's Revenge are still online, but they do get pushed down here, which will be some really, really good damage value. And shut those down. Those guns getting offline will be really, really important. We have some more Chaos Marauders in the back with some Chaos Warriors with the great weapons. There's some nice AP dotted around. And oh, we do actually still have the Exalted Hero. Okay, so the Exalted Hero really needs to get back here and help deal with Volkmar the Grim. Balance of Power is pushing here into the Chaos Favour. Is there anything left? I just don't think there's anything left. Breaking left, right and centre, including also having the Shield of Faith as well as the Hammer of Sigmar going down. these Sigma Suns are really trying. They're actually up to 63 kills. Still 13 models left, so they're still going to be fighting to the bitter end. But I think just the very elite Chosen Grey weapons should be able to carve up against a Volkmar the Grim. Nice. So we are going to have a very nice Soulfire going down, doing some good damage up against that infantry. But obviously having the Exalted Hero coming through for the nice big hit, it's going to be very difficult here for Volkmar the Grim. We have lost the Empire Knights, seem to be terrified from the Exalted Hero. And we do have some spears coming back, but I don't think they're going to be able to do too much. Volkmar the Grim is going to be down to 1.3. Balance power really shifting now. And it now will be army losses. Volkmar the Grim is unbreakable, but he will be having to stay in combat. But really good stuff from both sides, and that's a bit of a shame. Artillery bug. It happens. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Hey, Icebar, how you doing, buddy? It is tank up against Catan. Kind of just wanted to join the fun, indeed, indeed. Alright, let's hop into it. So Catan, he actually got 2,100 damage value from Volkmar the Grim. Not too much here for the Amber Wizard, of course. Only one Transmutation of Gadon I could see so far. Nothing from the Warrior Priest either. Let's go through the front line. So nothing really for the spears. Nothing really. 277 for the halberdiers. 800 for the Sigma Suns. Good work there. 317 and 460 for the Great Swords. Probably would like to see a few more Great Swords. Maybe an extra unit if it's possible. 550 for the Free Company. 430. As well as 1,200 from the Sterling's Revenge. Really, really good work. 750 and 350 here from the Empire Knights. As you can see here, Prince Sigvold, 850, Exalted Hero, 800, and 1.4 here from the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, 350, 300, and 140, 450 here from the Aspiring Champions, 117 for 1.4 for the Chaos Warriors with Halberds, 1.2 here from the Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons, and 201 kills from 1.78k damage value here for the Chosen Grey Weapons. 92 for 720, 113 for 688, 36 for 430, just showing how good here the Skirmish Cavalry is, and 167 kills, 1,760 damage value from the Soul of Damnation. Really, really good stuff. So now we will be here in the final with Tank up against Alec Rao. It will be a best of 5. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Tank. Thank you very much for letting me know. GG's indeed, though. GG's indeed. Right, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to be grabbing some water. We will be... my voice is really struggling. We're on Outdorf outskirts. So let's hop into it. Just got a message. Give me a second. Perfect. All right, let's hope we're ready. Right, so what's this set up there, builds? How we doing, Courtney? Hope you're doing well. I'm back in 20 minutes, I guess. Oh, greenskins. Yeah, I think there's some good stuff you can do with greenskins for sure. The map is set. I'm literally just going to grab some water, guys, so I'll be right back. Alright, so looks like Alec Rao is ready. Looks like Tank is ready as well. Perfect, so let's hop into this. At least you can now show how you can spank Brett with greenskins. I mean, you can do. You certainly can do. You certainly can do. Especially on outdoor outskirts, it's very possible. It's very possible. I actually like Snartik in this matchup, but I know many people still pick Grom all the time. Good, thanks. Hope the tourney is going well. The tourney's going very well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going very well. Very well indeed. So actually put Tank there in the final whilst we're loading up here. So Alec Rao versus Tank in the final. Best of 5 here for you guys today. Really good stuff. Let's hop in here. Alright, let's hop over with the greenskins. So here we go. Big stuff in the front. We are actually going to have the Goblin Great Shaman here on his Arachnarok Spider. So the Arachnarok here looking absolutely fantastic as always. We'll be having the Arcane Conduit, as well as Gork All Fix-It, Itchy Nuisance, and Vindictive Glare. So some really nice abilities. We'll be having the double Goblin Big Boss. One here with They Need Stabbing, and the second one with They Need Stabbing as well. And they're both here going to be very quick on top of their wolves. We will be having goblins in the front line. I can't see how many here. Maybe just 2 with a couple of Orc Biggins. So the Orc Biggins are going to be very good for the bonus versus large, as well as actually something that people don't take into consideration, which will be Bigger and Ardor. We'll be having some Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers for that nice poison and skirmish in the front line. And there's like lots of Biggins. The Night Goblins here, which will be the 8-peak Loonies, which have their very nice Fanatics ability. And the Arm-Piercing Orc Boys. And the poison from the Forest Goblin Spider Riders in the back. So nice shock cavalry here with some really nice poison. Good partnerships there. And lots of bonus versus large. Lots of poison. And just scary stuff. For the front line, we will be having some peasant mobs here for the Bretonians. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as per usual. We'll actually be having the Holy Wardens of... they're the Holy Wardens of Les Maisons Tau. I always forget their actual names. But they have the flaming attacks, are very good up against Regen. And obviously having those magic attacks with Frenzy. In the back, we will be having the... Oh, yes, fantastic. Love to show the... Oh, no, where did it go? There we go. Tank is playing an absolute party on me. But he's got some men-at-arms in the pocket. And we actually have the Beast Slayers of Bastonia here. These guys look exceptional. And they have some really good stats as well. They have bonus for large, anti-large, and armor piercing. 50 melee defense, nice 29 melee attack, good armor, etc. And the charge defense against large. Really like these guys. They're not used very often, but I do like them a lot. I really like them a lot. Knights of the Realm, so the bonus for large, anti-large, and the Defenders of Flood Deletes, which are the ROR Knights of the Realm. Oh no, sorry, the Knights Errand, but they actually have the Frenzy as well. Also, we have the Knights of the Lion-Hearted, which are the ROR Knights of the Realm, which actually come with Fear, bonus large, anti-large, and the magical attacks. Over on the left, we actually have some more Knights of the Realm, and some... Oh, so lots of Knights of the Realm, lots of bonus first large. Very interesting. So it looks like here, if we do go from the POV of Alec Rao here on the greenskins, we will be seeing him push over to the left-hand side, maybe trying to see a little bit of an over-flank here on the left. Maybe trying to see if you can take on half the force in one go with your entire force as well. It will force the wheel round here. So what happens is you actually might want to drop off with this section, just drop a little bit, allow this other section to catch round, so you hit his force, the entirety of your force at the same time. But it looks like here most of the greenskin force is going to be hitting a small minority of the force here for the Bretonians. So very nicely here we actually have the peasants here with the fire arrows. We also have some pox arrows and some more fire arrows. The fire arrow is very good for that regeneration. Not so much regen here for the greenskins today. As you can see here, taking a lot of damage here. The Knights of the Realms are going to be struggling a lot. For that amount of damage value, they're actually going to be fighting up against some goblins and just about breaking the goblins. In the pocket, we do have the normal Fey Enchanters with the double Paladins. One here, of course, is going to be having... this is an absolute just smash here So it looks like it's going to be trying to outblob the greenskins. This doesn't normally work too well in the greenskin favour, but that terror here from the Goblin Great Shaman could be really, really important. As you can see, the Goblin Great, the little Orc boy here on the wolf is going to be struggling just a little bit. The Gobbo here is going to be struggling. He will be coming through with Itchy Nuisance and all the big stuff here in Area of Effect. A nice chance of potions going down, doing some good damage rally up against the Orc Biggins. But I don't know. We do have bonus for large and anti-large here on the double paladins. But as we can see, we do have a broken Goblin Great Shaman in the middle. Not the Great Shaman, sorry, I keep saying that wrong. The Goblin Big Boss. One is alive, but he won't be having the poison because he's on top of his wolf, which is a bit of a shame. But we have Shattered Venison, and the War is going to be going off. So War now fighting up against the Fae. If the nice big Goblin Grey Shaman here with the bonus massage, anti-large armor piercing can really do some damage rally up against Fae. Fae though on top of her unicorn will be getting that 60% magic resistance, so physical is really the way to go with her. Poison as well, which is going to be really, really important. Well, we are going to be getting shots in here from the Spider Riders. We do need to start getting some more entities here involved. Also, nice Fanatics going down here in the pocket, doing some good damage up against the Fleur de Lis. As we do wheel it around, as you can see, that Goblin Great Shaman is taking a massive punch. We will be seeing the melee Forest Goblin Spider Riders coming in to help. But as you can see, for that trade, let's have a little look. Where is the Fae? Where did the Fae go? The Fae's certainly not down. The Fae's in the middle. The Fae's still very healthy. Charge coming in from the Spider Rider. Looks like it's really going to try and slap the Fae. Fae has Itchy Nuisance down to her, so the negative base weapon damage, negative melee attack. But the Goblin Big Boss here is really struggling. Both of them have been hit very hard here by the bonuses large, anti-large paladins. They've been doing some really, really good work. They need stabbing going down here on one of the paladins, and he has been terrified. That is the biggest problem here with the paladins. They don't have immune to psychology. Having the Beast Layers of Baston in there with the nice armor piercing with the bonus of Sarge anti-large, so they're going to be very good at just chomping apart this big Goblin Great Shaman. Goblin Great Shaman is really trying his utmost to fight here in the battle. 3.3k health left for him. He's really going up and down here in his stats. Arcane Conduit going on for him. We are having Gorkle fix it. Earthblood going down as well for that healing. And both the paladins are back in and fighting. And that's really scary here for the Greenskins. Balance of power is relatively even. If we go to a little bit of a wider battlefield here, we will be seeing all big boys as well as the biggins getting in the back here and shutting down this range, which is really important with the poison and the fire arrows. And we'll be seeing units of Knights of the Realm and peasant mobs fleeing from the battlefield. We do have some units of Savage Orc Biggins, which are very nice, bonus for large and anti-large. They need to get in here and help deal with all of these large entities, including the Fae, as well as the double paladins. This Goblin Great Shaman, though, is going to be in big trouble if he's not careful. It looks like the Holy Wardens coming here. The Helicap is visible. They've taken a lot of damage. There's really not much left of them. They are going to be fighting up against the Knights Goblins, which are unbreakable. So they still should get some good damage value. But where is the Goblin Great Shaman going? Not too sure what the plan is for that. Maybe trying to see if you get as much kite value here from your Forest Goblin Spider Riders as possible. Whereas the mobility, looks like the mobility is going to be favouring the Greenskins just about. We do have a massive speed here for the Fae. The Fae will be having 95 speed on top of her Unicorn. So it's going to get very difficult here. We do have a broken unit of Holy Ones of Lazarus on Town. We have just about holding on the Beast Slayers. The Beast Slayers are getting shot, which is perfect. If you get rid of those, you can really get the Goblin Great Shaman in to do some good damage value. So it looks like they're very close to breaking. Night Goblins, it looks like there's just going to be one model left. That brave boy there holding on for as long as he possibly can. Savage Orcs might not be too bad to take this engagement up against a solo Paladin. This will be the one that actually does have Guardian. You always go for the one that has Guardian first, because he's the one that doesn't have the physical resistance. And then once he's broken and gone, you can attack the other one, meaning they actually technically both don't have that physical resistance. Both are going to be fleeing here. These Savage Orcs do need some support. If they fight on their own, they will go very quickly. They will come through with some good damage value, but they're going to be taking chunks here due to the charge, and they will be breaking nice and quickly. So no support here, and it looks like the Goblin Great Shaman is just going to be in the back. We do have one Goblin fighting. If he does go down, Alec Rao will have to engage. Just going to double check. So he is chasing off a broken unit, so I am okay with that. We do have the triple threat here in the back, so the triple Forest Goblin Spider Riders do some good damage values. It looks like we do actually have a Vindictive Glare going down. That's going to be really important in the balance of power, just getting that good damage for the healing caps. So not able to resurrect models as well is really, really important. As you see, the Beast Slayers of Baston are going to do quite well. They will be actually having 31 out of 90 models, which means they can only maximally heal those 31 models. Every model gone, that will be permanent damage taken. As you can see here, we are going to be losing a unit of Orc Biggins, but we still have the triple threat here. These boys have still quite a bit of ammunition. 6 here, 4, and it looks like 6 as well. So lots of ammunition here, can do some good damage value. They need to keep poisoning, they need to keep moving, they need to get that damage value. You need to get your greenies nice and close together and get ready for this final fight. That's what it's all going to come down to. You need to see if you can strike a certain one here. So which paladin? He needs to keep a close eye on which paladin. So you need to fight his paladin here on the right. He's the one you need to take care of. Oh, a little bit of lack to micro means he's going to get caught. That's such a shame. But the old biggins can come in now. And these boys, bigger and harder, they can really slap if they do have some assistance. So you really need some magic assistance here. Maybe Itchy Nuisance to go down. Maybe something like that. Maybe some nice buffs. A Gork can fix it here to slow them down as well. Could be some good damage value. This, oh yeah, a nice Vindictive Glare. Really smashing up against that Paladin. And this is the perfect Paladin to take on. Really good. War going down as well. Really going to start slapping up against this Paladin. You now have to engage if you are the Bretonnian player. You have lost one. He has been broken. So he will be going away. That physical resistance will go very, very quickly. As you can see, the spiders are now going to be rushing in. They forced a triple threat in. One has broken and has been terrified, which means it will come back, but it's going to get a little bit dangerous here in the pocket. This spider is going to keep cycle charging it, so it should. It's going to come in here and maybe try and see if it can hit up against the Fae. So that's not going to quite work. It's going to be caught here up against the Orc, up against the big Orcs. All Biggins still getting some good damage value, some healing going in the pocket, but look, there we go. The Fae has broken. Balance plan now shifting into the green skin favour, and you still have some more arrows here from the boys in green. So it looks like we have a broken unit of Forest Goblin Spider Riders. This could go either way. This could really go either way. All three have been terrified, I think. Itchy Nuisance going down as well. Itchy Nuisance is so good here in this matchup. That negative 24 melee attack and the negative base weapon damage is so important. And that will be a break here from the Bretonnians. What a wicked fight. Fantastic stuff. Really close contested. I actually thought the Bretonnians had that for a while. They really, really did have that. But what was really key there at the end was these triple units. And what we know about Alec Rao is he's exceptional with cavalry, especially skirmish cavalry. So some good work there. So it's like 30 kills, 2,276 damage value on the Goblin Great Shaman, 270 and 500 from the Goblin Big Boss. You obviously won't be taking their negative armor, negative melee defense. They need stabbing into equation. 75 kills, 1,900 damage value from the 8 peak loonies. Those fanatics are just exceptional. 3 or 4 units of fanatics is absolutely no joke. 141 kills, 766 damage value from the Savage Orc Biggins. And something I think is really underrated here is just normal Orc Biggins. I like Orc Biggins quite a lot. I like Savage Orcs as well, but Orc Biggins are actually exceptional. So 1.1, 1,066. Only 66 on this unit, which is a bit of a surprise. They would have, that 29 kills would have probably just been on some peasant mobs, but 480 otherwise. But still some good work from them. 140 here for the Goblos, and 144 as well. 705 and 170 for the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and 124 for 900, and 19 for 270 for the Orc Boys. 121 kills, 500 damage value, as well as 43 for 350, and 34 for 450 for the Spider Riders, really doing some very good damage value. 159 kills, 2.5k for the Fae, fantastic work. 611 for the Paladin, and 800 for the second. A little bit low there on the Paladins. You normally expect a little bit more from them, but a bit of a shame, especially when you had the massive target of the Goblin Great Shaman. It looks like here 101 from the Men-at-Arms, 700 from the Holy Wardens of Las Maisons-Tau, as well as 51 for only 350 from the Beast Slayers of Baston. That's a bit of a shame. That is a bit of a shame. Archers 270, 580, 460, and 280. A little bit under what you'd expect from the Peasants. 410, 960 from the Knights of the Realm, 317, 420, and 730 here from the Knights of the Lion-Hearted. A little bit under for those as well. GG's indeed. So, next map will be MP Alpine Ridge. Perfect. What did you guys think about that battle? I was missing GS. No, says Caradoc. It's funny, Greenskins are one of the few factions that don't do very well on my videos. I really don't do well. What really struggles? Greenskins, Skaven, Beastmen, Vampirates. They're probably the four that struggle the most on my channel. Not much left to kill the Brett hero core. Yeah, the terror route sort of went through there a little bit. That's a difficult one, but Tank's still got lots of fantastic factions in his pocket. So he has probably used an S-tier faction in Bretonia to fight up against another S-tier, which will be the Greenskins. But he now has Wood Elves. And what could he use to counter up against Wood Elves? So looks like he's going to be banning Brett and Empire. So you have some good bans. High Elves, yet again, not being banned. I think I like High Elves in this matchup. I think Alec Rowell's probably going to go Wood Elves. That's what he normally does. He's a very good Wood Elf player. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. I'm seriously hoping for not another mirror match. But how's everybody doing in the chat? Will I have to eat my own words? Oh, yeah. I think the mobility was the important thing. Oh, we are going to be having the Dowie from Alec Rao. I've never seen Alec Rao play Dowie. And up against Tank as well. That's bold. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Give me 2 seconds. We've seen that seasonal allergies are getting the best of me, unfortunately. Dwarfs indeed. Here for the dwarfs. Here for the men in beards. Sounded more pirate, really. Right. So, this is an interesting matchup. This has changed a lot. So, infantry frontline is very good from the Wood Elves, since lots of updates as well. You also have Silver Knights that are very difficult to deal with from the Wood Elf side of things. The main way to go with this is Mass Kite. But the Dowie can do the same, but it's a little bit worrying for the Dowie. Within any matchup, you need to go massive on one side. Love me some Dowie. And Biblington, this is why you're the boy. This is why you are the boy. Love that. Mad respect. To be fair, anybody that plays me on any ladder or any multiplayer tournament just insta-bans Dowie for me now. Just insta-bans it. They refuse to play me at Dowie. When I up against Migsa in Rebel Duck Awards tournament, he went, ban Dowie. Just, I don't care what else I play, ban Dowie. Alright, so we have quite the box here, and this is a bit of a nerf map here for the Dowie. They have the nice big hill in the middle. But I like this build. So we are going to have the ROR, oh no, just normal Slayers. We have the RR Slayers in the trees. And we have the Rune Lord, so nice cheap Rune Lord here. He will be having... Oh, is that the Rune of Oath and Steel? Oh no, it's the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. He'll also be having the Locus of Power for that increased magic resistance. So he'll actually get 55% for himself. So we're actually going to have some Elkra Miners, and I imagine we have Miners in the front line, or is it just going to be Dwarf Warriors? So Dwarf Warriors in the front line, and we're going to have lots of range. So Quarrelers, Bugman Rangers. Bugman Rangers have the healing, but I think normal Rangers and actually going wider might have been better, but obviously that regen as well, so interesting stuff. Very wide here on the range. Let me just double check that he's got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Yeah, that's 8. Only 8 units of range. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so and here we go. Infantry rush. Infantry rush, and this is the big problem. They now have the ability to do this. So as you can see, War Dancers for the bonuses infantry, anti-infantry, Wildwood Rangers with that massive armor piercing as well. They actually have 36 weapon strength here, these bad boys with the massive axes. Sorry, axes with the massive dual-wielded weapons. They will be actually having 36 weapon strength with the 27 armor piercing, so absolutely no joke. Armor piercing on the Eternal Guards, yeah, they are bonuses large and anti-large, but they still got that good armor piercing, very necessary. Wildwood Rangers as well as, yeah, lots of infantry. It's going to be a bit painful. We also have the Starfire Shafts, which have been upgraded. They used to have magic damage, but now they don't, just the fire damage and the armor piercing, making them very good here in this matchup as well. There's like 5 units of those, as well as lots of AP, anti-infantry, and some spears. We'll be having Drycha as well for that summon, so she will be coming through with Rabble Rouse, and also just like Pendulum. Pendulum here is an exceptional, even though it did get nerfed, it is going to be an exceptional spell. Enfeebling Foe, which is going to be really, really good. Very good at just nerfing there up against Dragon Black Slayers and co. Now, shooting here up against Drycha wouldn't be a bad idea. She doesn't have too much missile resistance as far as I'm aware. She does have a massive fire weakness, but she will be having 15% missile resistance, 20% physical. So she can get shot relatively comfortably. She's not a small hitbox, but she's not massive either. But she could be hit for sure. Looks like he's going to be saving his ammunition here and maybe just trying to see if he can rotate his force here to the left. And here we go. Starfire Shafts. I'm going to be firing into the front, doing some damage value up against the Longbeards. So we have Longbeards, Dwarf Warriors, Longbeards, and Dwarf Warriors. So medium-ish strength front line. Not too strong here from Alec Rao. So they're going to be firing over the top here into the Dwarf Warriors on top of this ridge. Some really, really good stuff for them there. It's going to be very hard for the Quarrels and Bugmans to shoot from here. So we are going to have the Rune Lord coming forward. And the Rune Lord could maybe even see if he can net here up against Drycha. Put her in place with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Drop back the Dwarf Warriors and just see if he can shoot Drycha. Just shoot her to death. Take her out. She's overextended. You've got your Slayers as well. Get them in. Start them chomping. Start cutting down some wood. In the back pocket here, we can see the Quarrelers getting fought here by the Malevolent Dryads. That's the one summon now coming out. She will be backing off, and it looks like there's not going to be a follow from Alec Rao. And that will be it. That'll be all she wrote. Starfire Shafts coming through. They are able to shoot whilst moving, and it looks like they are going to be shooting and firing into the Dwarf Warrior front line. But Alec Rao is not phased. He's not too bothered, and he's going to be keeping a sneaky unit in the back here, the Dragonback Slayers. Now there's going to be lots of fire going on. Oh, what's going on here? Ah, okay, just ready. So just flanking here a little bit, we're going to see the War Dancers coming around the side. Both are shooting each other, so it's going to be absolutely fine. This is going to be a really close contested fest, where you have both sides just trying to size each other up, just trying to shoot each other, and you really don't mind if you're the Dwarfs getting shot on your front line. You really shouldn't be panicking too much. You should be absolutely fine. Sure, I get blasting charges in the front line as well. I'm not too sure what those blasting charges are. Bugman Rangers coming forward a little bit, but they're going to get pushed back by the Eternal Guard, and this is where the Dwarf Warriors will come forward. Bugman Rangers will be shooting into the pocket here up against the lightly armoured Glade Guards. They only have 15 armour, which is a bit of a shame. As you see here, we have the Rune Lord, who does actually get that plus increased 15% magic resistance, and magic attacks here for the Malevolent Dryads, really punishing them even more. They did some good damage up against the Quarrelers though, absolutely no joke. As we can see here, faction-wide, including the Slayers, will be having 40% magic resistance, and for the Rune Lord, he will be having a massive 55%. I mean, Drycha pretty much can't snipe him, because she does do that magic damage. But in the front line, we are going to have some more Starfire Shafts. A little bit of lag here. Starfire Shafts will be shooting into the Longbeards. Balance of power very even, both sides coming with obviously lots of models. A little bit more here on the Wood Elf side of things, but not much. 60 more models is not really too much to count. A little bit of lag here. As you see, we do actually have the Dragonback Slayers in the back. They don't want to be fighting up against War Dancers. They fight up against War Dancers, they are in trouble. They need to shoot the War Dancers as much as possible. They have no shields. They're very lightly armoured. But when they do hit, they do some tremendous damage value. You have to be very careful in this matchup. Bugmans aren't going to be getting hit for their troubles, but the frontline infantry here from the Dwarfs is really starting to take a punishing. No, you don't mind them taking the punishing, but you really need to give the punishing back. You know, you can't really allow them to out-trade too much. But some value will be going through to the Glade Guard, so he's getting some good damage value there. But I'm saying it's probably favouring the Wood Elves a little bit more here. Both are going to play each other. It's a little bit of a game of chess at the moment, going back and forward, really trying to get some good trades here, there, and everywhere. It does look like Tank is going to be getting the better of the engagement so far, but nice and wide here for Malik Ra. I like this, nice and wide, meaning a lot of those shots are not really going to be hitting too hard. As you can see, these Dwarf Warriors are getting absolutely peppered from that fire coming through, and that is going to start getting really painful after time. They are down to 51 models, 2.6k health left for them, and they are getting a charge here coming in from the Wildwood Rangers. Wildwood Rangers should absolutely carve apart the Dwarf Warriors. These boys coming in with the axes still should do some good damage value. They're going to be breaking nice and quickly, and there's no support, but the Dwarf Warriors will be coming through to help, and this is where the collapse is going down. As we can see, the Tank will be going in and will be getting some good damage value. He doesn't want to overextend too much. He is kind of winning the range engagement at the moment. But this is where you need to start seeing some help. So in the back here, you can see the Longbeards running away. They will comfortably lose up against the War Dancers. So it looks like over here, we do actually have a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down over here. I really would have liked to have seen it here on these War Dancers. They are chasing off a very expensive unit of Dragonback Slayers, and they're going to be very important at chasing off Starfire Shafts and the rest. These ladies are going to be fighting up against the Bugmans. The Bugmans are no joke in combat. They do actually have 38 melee defense, which means they should do pretty well. And they should hold nice and long, but they'll also have that nice healing as well, so it should be pretty good. The Pendulum in the back here looks like it's going to be going up against the unit of Urkra Miners. Urkra Miners didn't actually get many blasting charges off, if any at all, actually. That's a bit of a shame. No blasting charges from them, so it looks like they're going to be struggling here up against the Eternal Guard, as they really do rely on these blasting charges. In the front line, we do have Starfire Shafts on top of the ridge, shooting straight down into the corridors, which are actually on top of the Dwarf Warriors, and some good damage value. We have some nice Wilder Rangers coming through, and we need to have those Dwarf Warriors blocking. They need to block, so a good block there, coming through, big punch. Is the attack animation going to come through? Attack animation is still going to come through, so some good pushing here from Tank, able to get into the back here on top of the corridors. Corridors have some good armor, though. They do have 80 armor, so they are pretty durable, for sure. And the Runesmith is going to be running away. He wants nothing to do with these spears. These spears will come through and they'll poke pretty hard. Very nice pendulum here onto the Buckman Rangers. And over here on the right hand side, it's been comfortably won here by the Wood Elves. Balance of power coming into the Wood Elf favour just about. As we are about to start losing our first units of range. So it looks like here we are going to have the corridors going down due to that mass fire here coming from the Glade Guard. The Glade Guard are really starting to run out of ammunition. In this later game, it will really tell as it goes on. But as you can see here, Drysha has been caught and the Rune Lord is coming through on top of his steel chair, otherwise known as the Anvil. He'll be coming through with the big hammer. He's going to come through and try and see if he can slam down Drysha. Drysha's going to do absolutely no damage up against the Rune Lord. He has 47 melee defense, but the 40 melee attack might be quite difficult to punch through. But she does have 73 melee attack, so she might hit, but a lot of that damage is going to be negated. Enfeebling Foe could go down here, actually. Enfeebling Foe could be really good. With the back here, we are going to have some Dwarf Warriors. Should be able to help punch up against Drysha. And also got some Corridors coming in. So the Corridors are going to come in with a big slap as well. Drysha's going to run away. She wants none of that action. But in the pocket here, unfortunately, you can see Dwarfs going left, right, and centre. They are going to be losing, even though they outnumbered, which is so strange to see. They had so much more range, but it looks like they are going to be struggling. Bubble Rangers will heal, but there's just so much fire coming through here from the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. And they're just going to be just going on to one unit at a time, breaking that, moving on to the next one, breaking the next one. Really, really good work in the front line as well. You have the armor-piercing Eternal Guard fighting up against Quarrelers. They're just going to be in combat almost the entirety of the time. Looking around the map, it's looking a little bit tough here for the Dowey, but we still have some blasting charges in the back line. Can we get some blasting charges here onto the Eternal Guard? That could be very, very handy. Looks like the blasting charges still aren't going to go off. But Drysha is going to be in this pocket. Drysha will be fine up against the Rune Lord, and Drysha really doesn't want to be here. Enfeebling Foe going down on the Dragonback Slayers, giving them 24 melee attack, but it is going to give an increased weakness to Drysha for that fire damage, but no fire damage here for the Dowey today, apart from blasting charges. He's going to be coming through here with the big hammer and the chair, but unfortunately Drysha is going to get away this time. She will come back to fight another day. With the back here, we have a couple of units of range, but they are super weak. But they need to come together here and start taking down some of the Glade Guard. We do have one unit of Glade Guard with lots of ammunition, some over here on the right with a little bit It's looking dire here for the Dowie, I'm afraid. But as you can see here, the Bugman Rangers in the back are going to be getting some value into the Eternal Guard, but they don't really want to be shooting over their own units. They need to start shooting into other units as well. As you can see, the Bugmans are going to be getting chased by the Glade Guard. They need to start turning and burning. They need to get some good shots in here. Buggers in the trees are going to be struggling. You can't be sat in the trees either. You can't force the engagement in the trees, but it actually benefits the Wood Elves there. Bugmans are going to be shooting. Looks like you have lost another unit of Quarrelers. And yeah, we still have some Wildwood Rangers on bound. These boys with the armor piercing are no joke for sure. Blasting charges need to come through now. Blasting charges do need to go in. Blasting charges are ready. And the blasting charges don't go off. That's such a shame. They are going to shatter. And Balance of Power is now in the Wood Elf favour. Pretty strong now. But can this Dwarf Rune Lord, can he hold it off is the question. Lots of spears for the bonus large, anti-large armor piercing could really do a hurting up against him. So you need those Dragonback Slayers to come over here and do some good damage value. We need the the Bugman Rangers and the Quarrelers to come in, do some damage value here as well. So we are going to use a nice healthy unit of Quarrelers, but they should hopefully come back. Lots of leadership on them. But it looks like here the Bugman Rangers will be fighting up against the Glade Guard. They'll win comfortably. Far much better stats here for the Bugman Rangers. And what's going to be left here in the pocket? It looks like we have some Dwarf Warriors fighting up against some Glade Guard. And it looks like we are going to be having the Dragonback Slayers chasing after a unit of Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. We also have the bad boy Dragonback Slayers going to be coming in as well for that extra slow. Slowing them down to 4 speed. A measly 4 speed. Fantastic work there. And as you can see here, we do have the nice big boy and coming through here up against the Glade Guard. He's going to be coming through with the big, nice anvil. Coming through with all those grudges, telling those Wood Elves what they've done and what they've done wrong. Who's going to win this? I'm really not sure, but it's very, very close. You need to break a couple of units of Glade Guard really to stand any chance. These Bugman Rangers do need to shoot into Drycha, but they can't shoot because they will get caught by the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. And you can see wavering units of Eternal Guard as well. They're not very happy. As you see, as the Bugmans are running away, they are going to be healing, which is quite nice. So they will be regenerating the further they go away. But it's like they are going to be getting caught here. They're going to get hit in the back, which is a little bit of a shame for them. They are still going to be shooting. Looks like they are on guard mode, but they are going to be getting hit massively here from behind. And it looks like they've broken. No, that's such a shame. The Drycha will be getting away for free. More Bugmans will be running, but they will be escorted off the field nice and comfortably. But these boys do need to get together now. These Dowie need to get together, and they need to work together. If they take down Drycha, this is probably the only way the Dowie can come back into the game, I think. As you can see, the last units here of the Starfire Shafts have enough ammunition, and they will be breaking. Very interesting stuff. They just broke their of their own will. Damage sustained here, fast and stronger enemies nearby, and they're very tired, so that'd be why. Unit of Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. If you are a tank, you need to keep these units available and ready, and you do need to bring in Drycha to give that nice increase to leadership. Well, there are some good. Oh, I thought it'd run out of ammunition, but it looks like the Starfire Shafts do have some ammunition there. 3 lots as well. You need to get these Slayers out of the way. These Slayers do not want to take too much to more damage value. No armor here on these bad boys, meaning it's going to be a little bit difficult. These boys need to keep running back and forth, keep juking left and right. Hopefully they won't get shot here too much. So they are managing to get away with it for the most. And this blob now needs to go after Drycha. So this is going to be the only Dowie left here in the pocket. Oh, there we go. So they have shattered. Brilliant stuff. So this pocket needs to come together and needs to smash on Drycha before the extra units come in. We have a very healthy unit of Glade Guard Starfire Shafts there. They do actually have 20 melee attacks, so they can do some good damage for sure. They don't have much weapon strength. So it looks like here the boys in purple are going to be trying to run around the back and get onto the Drycha if they can. As you can see, the big Rune Lord is going to come through with the Damnation. Kron is going to come through with a big hit, and he's going to right some wrongs here done by these pointy-eared princesses. And coming through to the front line, we will be seeing Longbeards fighting up. The Longbeards will do some fantastic work. 100 armor with that 48 melee defense. Going to have absolutely nothing here. The Glade Guard are really going to struggle. Drycha coming through, and as you can see, that Rune Lord has 1 target and 1 target only. He's going to be coming straight after Dreicher. Dreicher is going to hit and run. Dreicher wants nothing to do with this, but she is going to be leaving her units on her own. And we do need to stay away here if we are the Rune Lord against the Eternal Guard with shields. Don't want to be getting involved there. That's going to be a lot of damage value up against the Rune Lord. He does have physical resistance as well, but he does need to stay far away. Destroy the Mountain Dwellers indeed. But it's slightly difficult. Enfeebling Foe going down on the Rune Lord, and that's perfect. Enfeebling Foe overcast as well for that effective duration, and this is where the strike's going to come in. Alongside the Eternal Guard with shields, with Dreicher going to come through, really trying to see if they can slap up against the Rune Lord, get some good damage value here. Dragonback Slayers need to chase after Dreicher, really. They need to go after her. They can't really be fighting anything else. Rune Lord is going to be getting absolutely slaughtered here in this pocket. And that was the perfect overcast. It did do damage up against Dreicher, but this is really going to shift balance of power. Oh, this is starting to get dangerous. Dwarfs are breaking. Certain units of what else are going to be coming back. As you can see, the Rune Lord is going to be chasing after Dreicher. And, yeah, I just don't know if there's going to be enough from the Rune Lord here to really pull this out. He's not known for his melee prowess. He does have 120 armor, so if he is able to break some of these units just by being a lot better, I don't know. But we still have some Dragonback Slayers, and they have gone down. So what you need to do is keep Dreicher nice and close, increase that leadership, and I think the Rune Lords will be going down here just due to leadership, just due to being surrounded and being fought left, right and centre. Stronger and faster enemies nearby of the Eternal Guard. What's going on here? Enfeebling Foe going down again, so that will be GG's. And very well played here from Tank. Interesting stuff. Some very interesting stuff going from both sides. I know, the overcast damage is huge sometimes. It is absolutely ginormous. Look how close that balance of power is as well. It's so close. Even with the Rune Lord so close to breaking, it is really close.
Destroy the Mountain Dwellers.
Alarau does pull out. That's a shame. The overcast seemed unnecessary. Possibly. I think if you're only going to get one more spell, and you only think you have enough time for one more spell, overcasting it's not a bad idea, because obviously you have that timer before it comes back. So, was it worth it? Was it not for that extended duration? It's up for debate. Answer in chat, what do you guys think? But what a super close game yet again between Tank and Alec Rao. So some really good stuff here. 750 damage value here for the Rune Lord. 1000 for the nice Dragonback Slayers. 520 for the other Slayers. 388 and 540 for the Dwarf Warriors. 160, 130 and 140. 580 here for the Urkram Miners, as well as 376 here for the Longbeards. 306 for the second unit, and 900, 670, 550 and 820 for the Quarrelers. 103 for 1.4, as well as 766 and 460 here from the Buckman Rangers. So some good stuff overall. Dreicher here will be having 865 damage value, 580 for the Eternal Guard, 968, 430 and 240 with 520s. Even the Eternal Guard with shields doing some pretty good damage value. 108, 970 for the War Dancers, absolutely excellent and very good. War Dancers are very good at taking care of Slayers. 480 for the Wildwood Rangers, 105 kills for 830, 480, 300, 1000, 1.2, 800, as well as 1.1 and 900 from the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. So a lot less range, but much better used here from Tank. So we will be going through to Storm the Demon next. Alright, so Alec Rao is going to be having Vampire Counts, banning High Elves and Dark Elves. Interesting stuff. Good bands, I like that a lot.
The tank had enough micro to cope with such an assembly. Indeed, Void Lords, indeed. How are we doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I have your game for you, by the way, so I'll be sending that over after the stream. Let's read what you guys had to say in chat. Venge, how we doing, buddy? How we doing? Coming in just for the dowie. I love it. Everyone fears the dowie. Everyone does fear the dowie, especially if you don't really like... Because people don't play up against it often, I don't feel like. Come on, dowie, you got one job. Waste ammo and juke. Will miners with blasting charges force... Will miners with blasting charges force fire when in guard mode? No, so they'll... if they have fire at will on, they'll just throw anything that comes into range. So anything that comes into range. On guard mode, it just means they won't chase, which means if they have blasting charges, they break and run away, they just won't chase after them. They'll just stand there and hold with the blasting charges. Yes, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Dwarfs are winning this. Dwarfs, I think, should have won that. I think they should have won that, but I've never really seen Alad Rao play them, so it was a good show considering I don't think he plays them. That was a very good show. I think they should have won. There's no stalk here from Tank's side of things, so he should have been able to shoot relatively comfortably. It was 8 units of range up against 5. Even if the Wood Elves have better units of range, like I still think they should win. Because they have no armor. They have 15 armor. Like, he should have won. The Rune Lord was very hard to kill. The Rune Lord will be because obviously he's on top of his anvil, 120 armor, obviously increased magic resistance as well. And there's not really much to snipe him out, like apart from the Eternal Guard, really. The Wildwood Rangers could have done it, but the Wildwood Rangers took a lot of a punch coming through. And blasting charges are just exceptional in this matchup. They are just exceptional. Ooh. Okay, Undead against Undead, so we're going to have VC up against TK. I'm pretty sure this favours VC. I'm not a big Undead player, but yeah, I think that favours it for sure. Look at those Slayers dodging. What a beautiful sight. Dodge, boys. Dodge. That's true, Phoenix. That is true, actually. That's a good shout. I always forget about her buffs. I always forget about her buffs, you know. I was super close, Parker. It was super close. It was super close. Once again, I am wrong. It's okay, Bimblington. I've been wrong more times than anything. Beautiful. One of Glade Riders. They could shot a couple of archers. They could. They could have done. But you also don't have an... I mean, they could have done well. I think you're right, Caradoc. I think 2 units could have been quite nice. They're susceptible, though, to Ruin of After Ruin and then getting slayed, I guess. I guess is one thing. Also getting shot. You know, Ruin of After Ruin just shooting them. They have no armor. They can be utilised in this matchup for sure, but I wouldn't take any more than 2. I feel like the Flame Drakes are good here. They are, but they just get outranged. They just get shot. And Starfire Shafts actually do really good work up against them. Although they do have fire damage, so they do negate 70%. But even then, you can just take Deepwood Scouts, and they can do some good work. But yeah, you're right, Icebound. They could actually have some good application for sure. They could definitely have some good application. The Spike Tank is old. His micro is super good. Yeah, no, that's true, man. That's true. And you know, age has nothing to do with this game. I'll tell you now. Like, yeah, it's real-time strategy, but age has nothing to do with it. If you know where you need to be and what you need to do and when you need to do it, you can be very, very good at this game. You know, for example, if you've got a build and it has an application, you know what you need to do and what key targets you need to take down when you do it, micro actually becomes a lot easier. The rest doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you know what needs to get done, a lot of my stuff, like, the reason why I struggle a lot, A, is not enough practice for myself, and B, sometimes just identifying within the match with the micro, understanding where I need to be and when. When I'm casting, I can see it. I can see what needs to be done, I can see where people need to improve, but when you're actually playing, it's a massively different element. And there's been lots of studies actually into research in between reaction time and age, and actually it's not as significant as you might think. If anything, actually, when it comes to it, actually, a lot of studies have shown in research that actually awareness, or the tactical awareness, is far much more important, even in FPS games, compared to just pure knowledge. How old are you, Aldelmo? How old are you? You can't be too much. You can't be too old, mate. And then this is from research, Aldelmo. I promise you, this is from research. I have a massive research background, especially comes from sport as well. All right, so looks like we're going to be hopping into Storm Demon. Aldomo is still recovering from the fall of the Roman Empire. That's brilliant, Phoenix. That's brilliant. I'm closer to 50 than 40. Well, you're not the oldest person in this tournament, Aldomo. You're not the oldest person here. So. You know, and I think, you know, there are lots of things that you have to take into consideration with age as well. Things that will have more of an effect is things like sleep and nutrition. That's things that will pay more of an effect. If you take care of yourself, I don't think age is a problem. So zombies, as well as some Graveguard great weapons in the front line. We also have some more zombies here. So 4 units of zombies. Lots of Graveguard great weapon with the Sternsman Graveguard as well. This is an absolute Alec Rao special. And looks very similar to a Void Lols build that I've seen previously. We also have the Viking here with Scab Scrape with a couple of units of Crypt Horrors in the back. Very good at just trapping in those big entities. We also have the Vargolf and also a Necromancer here with his Corpse Cart. So he will be having the Forbidden Rod, stroking that all day. Raise Dead and the Master of the Dead with the Vigorous Mortis. We have the Vargolf for that nice regen and AP. And the nice big Stroggy Gore King in the sky. So nice Stroggy King here will be having the Bloodlust, Opal Amulet, Gaze of Nagash, Invocation of Nehek, also with his Death Streaks, Curse of the Undeaf, and that Regeneration. So some nice bits and bobs here. So lots of regen, lots of AP, and lots of bonus first infantry. Like to see it. Oh, and here we go. Slap Daddy City coming through here with the big bad Phoenix of Yusef. This big bad boy today will be having a 25%, oh I thought it was 70, but it's 25% fire resistance, but the massive flaming attacks is going to be brilliant. Bonus for large anti-large armor piercing. This guy is going to be exceptional. Has to be very careful here of those breath attacks, however. In the back, we are going to be having the big bad Cetra, the imperishable. He will be having the flaming attacks here on top of his chariot, but not going to be rolling dirty with the other chariots, with the Tomb Prince or even the Necrotech. Necrotech would be very nice here. I don't know if we're going to see one, but some Skeleton Spears in the front line. They're going to be having a very nice box with the Chosen of the God Ushopti. So these big bad boys with their big bad bows will be having, of course, Shieldbreaker. Not too sure what they have Shieldbreaker. Oh, maybe here, maybe quite good up against Graveguard for sure. But they'll be very good at taking care of Graveguard, no doubt. Tomb Guard Halberds in the pocket. And yeah, that looks to be it. We also have the Kepragard as well in the middle. That nice magic attack. And obviously regeneration. Would have been quite nice to see maybe a Casket of Souls. Would have been quite nice. But looks like we have the Eyes of the Desert as well. The Sketchwell Stalkers. These bad boys, these bad sneaky snakes will actually be having the Stalk, the Poison, Armor Piercing. Lots of good bits and bobs for them. And look at this absolute animal coming forward here. I just want to focus on how beautiful this model is. It's actually incredible. I absolutely love it. But look at these. In the sky. Big shots coming down. And here we go. Where are we going down here? And there we go. Big hit here on etc. But look at what terrain here can really do for you. And that's why flying high in the sky can really have a benefit. Looks like the force is coming forward. As you can see, the Chosen of the God Ushopti will be coming through for those big shots. And where they're going to be going? They're going to be finding a home somewhere, and that home is going to be... Okay, it looks like are they going to be targeting the Graveguard? It looks like they are going to be targeting the Graveguard, I think. Fighting up against them can be quite nice. As you can see there, look. So the Grave Guard normally have silver shields. We find an example here, silver shield here. Well, they are fighting here up against the Grave Guard. You can see that shield is now gone. That's going to be thanks to Shield Breaker, which means these missiles are going to do some really, really good damage value. There's a nice arc of fires with that nice special ability when they come through, and they just split there at the end. Just looks absolutely awesome. As you can see, we can see Cetra the Imperishable just going through, cycle charging here up against the Grave Guard. Some really good work there. Grave Guard very slow as well, so getting that damage value here, there, and everywhere possible is going to be very good. Now, can we get the Ushopti to maybe start? The Strorgy King is going to be very good for that regen, so it's going to be very hard to take him down. It's going to be pretty hard to take down the Vargolf as well. The Vargolf will go down to this Sphinx of Yusef very comfortably, as will anything here really with regen. As you can see, a little bit on its own here, the White King is going to be a little bit out of position. And if you're not careful, you could have some sneaky snakes going over here and really dealing with that. As you can see, we do have Cetra, who's absolutely no joke in melee combat. 80 speed as well, so 84 speed should be comfortable to catch up with the White King. I think he's... Ooh, look at that Scab Scrape, though, going down on the Kepra Guard. They do have that regeneration. No models were killed, but lots of damage value, so they will heal up to full comfortably. Although they are dead, so you can... do they have Invocation? They don't have Invocation on the Hex, so you're unlikely. You might get some models back here due to Realm of the Souls, but yeah, not so much healing from them. So one Sneaky Snake will be going down, and the rest will be falling back into line. But it's interesting not to see Cetra come after that White King. The White King's just really isolated on his own, and that's a free picking in my book. I'm not too sure why nobody's gone onto that there. But as you can see, Cetra, Yusef is going to be trying to run. Getting sniped here by the Crypt Horrors, getting big punches in the rear for that advancement. As you can see, Spears coming through. Spears could do some good damage value if you're not careful. Ready, have fun. Yeah, so good stuff from both sides there. Good luck, have fun from both sides. Kepra Guard fighting in the middle up against the White King. White King's no joke though. He has 90 armor, good bonus as infantry. This guy is very good in the pocket. He's nice and durable. Cetra will be helping here with the fight up against the Grave Guard. He has to be very busy at all moments, making sure he's getting some good damage value, especially here up against the ROR Stonesman. Weakness to fire, and also he has that bonus as infantry, making him very good at just carving through that nice infantry front line. As you can see, we have the full surrounds coming on here now. As you can see, lots of shots coming in from the Ushopti, doing some good damage value on the Crypt Horrors. The Crypt Horrors is very good at just pinning in certain units with that poison as well. The nice gaze and the gash coming down in the back from the Strorgy King. As you see, the Skeptrals are going to be firing into the backside here up against the Vargolf, and a breath attack here going up against the big Sphinx of Yusef. About to come up to the Realm of the Souls here to get that 112 healing faction wide for the Tomb Kings. But, that could be very handy here, especially when the Kepra Guard are just struggling so much. I think here it is going to be over for the Tomb Kings if you're not careful. They're really struggling so early on in this pocket, and just showing why it's so difficult for the Tomb Kings to deal with this mass force. Cetra does need to keep moving and keep being busy. He cannot stay this still for this long. He's going to be going into the pocket, but there's just so much massive Grave Guard here. He's just not able to push through. But the double healing going to be coming through now, as you can see, 224 faction wide. So that's some good stuff there. Grave Guard coming through into the pocket should absolutely slaughter the King's Kesh Scorpion. They do have the poison, but they are bonus and slide anti-large and not going to be very good at dealing with infantry. Strorgy King in the sky is just going to be waiting for that mana to use some more spells, as well as that Death Streak here on the big entities such as the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is not going to be able to keep up the 84 speed of the Vargolf. And there we go. Coming in for the sniper. Big hit there. Is he going to be able to swing through with the Yusef though? Is Yusef going to come through for the big hammer? Yusef is coming in. Is he going to be able to get an attack through? I'm not sure. Looks like he's going to get away. Very, very lucky. Good hit and run here from Alex Rao. Right in dirty here, you can see Cetra coming straight up. Look at that damage value here on the Vargolf. The Vargolf has been caught. Yusef in behind. If Yusef gets another big hit here, it could be really, really dangerous. Big hit there, and as you see, he's really struggling now. Yusef doing some good damage running up against the Crypt Horrors. He's now pinned in place, and the Strorgy King will be coming through for the big slices. Oh, big punch back though. Strorgy King taking a big punch in the face for his troubles. The Stalkers in the back are going to be getting some good poison and armor-piercing attacks here on the Strorgy King. So this is where it all comes down to. Big slices coming through for the Sphinx. The Sphinx absolutely destroying these Crypt Horrors. Some cycle charging here coming through for the Strorgy King. And a nice summon here, I imagine, of zombies coming through as well. Healing from the Vargolf. And this is where it all comes down to. Can they take down the Yusef? I don't know. It's going to be difficult. In the pocket, though, infantry losing left, right, and centre. Even the Tomb Guard halberds here really, really struggling. Tomb Guard in general do lose up against Grave Guard anyway. But, oh, look at this! The White King has struggled. So the White King's now going to be down to 200 HP. Setcher rolling dirty here in the pocket. Going to be hopefully trying to finish him off. He's going to have negative leadership, negative 40, and look at that. He's negative 30 and he's still fighting. Like, it's crazy. And he's actually healing. That's actually disgusting. And normally he's broken, nearly shattered with negative 40 leadership, but he's still going to be fighting. That's absolutely crazy. But he'll still be going. He's down at 40 HP. And there we go. He'll be going down. Good stuff. So that's that Lord down. You're still going to be shooting here from the Chosen of the Gods. There's still some ammunition left. There's like 5 lots of ammunition. They could drop back here. Maybe see if they can shoot into the Scorpion King. But as you can see, infantry is going to be struggling here in the pocket. We do have a summon of Ushopti in the back. The bonus infantry, anti-infantry armor piercing from some very nice Ushopti units. We do have the Eyes of the Desert. They have lots of ammunition. Kiting from them could be really, really important. Getting back and getting some more fire down there could be really, really important. In the pocket, negative 30 here for the Grave Guard Great Weapons. They're still going to be fighting at negative 43 leadership. That's absolutely exceptional from them. Still getting that healing from the Invocation of the Heck. Just keeping them fighting throughout. Balance of power getting really close here for the Tomb Kings. Nice big breath attack here on the Sphinx, and that will be GG's. As you can see here, look at those. Grave Guards still fighting. Still going. That's just so interesting. I don't know how I feel about it sometimes. I really don't. I really don't. That was a very Void Lulz build. That was a very Void. Awesome stuff. So 200 kills, 2,000 damage value here for Cetra the Imperishable. As you can see, some Tomb Guard for 560. And the ROR for 149 kills, 680 for the Kepra Guard. 280 damage value for the Tomb Guard Halberds. And the front line, 270, nothing, and 320 for the King's Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. 1.9k damage value for the Sphinx of the Yusef. Some very nice damage value from him. And looks like 500, only 580 from the Eyes of the Desert. That's a bit of a shame. But 52 kills, 1.6 from the Chosen of the Gods. Really, really good stuff. And you can see 2,500 damage value from the Stroggy Ghoul King, as well as 1.27 here from the White King, and 1.1 from the Vargolf, 480 and 580 from the Crypt Horrors, 630 from the Stonesman, 800, 700 and 430 from the Grave Guard, and zombies coming through with squats. Oh, good stuff. So GG's there. Apologies, Tank. Just going to catch up, buddy. It will be a Stylian Tomb. A Stylian Tomb for game 4. 2-1 here to Alec Ralph for anybody joining. And guys, I don't say this too often, but if you are enjoying this content here, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you are new here to the channel. It really, really does help me here, help me grow towards that 1,000, and those likes do really help expose this the stream out to the wider audience. The more interactions it has, the more it can be shared with the community, and the more likely it is to show up on other people's pages. Maybe somebody that's never heard of me or somebody that's never seen me before. That's really important. So if you are enjoying it, of course, leave a like. If you don't, you know, that's absolutely fine as well. But you guys watching today is just as important. You know, don't feel like you have to like or comment or even subscribe. Just watching the content is just as important to me. And so thank you very much for chilling out with me today. Why didn't Tank take the BM against VC is also a very good idea. I think Beastman against VC? I don't know if you're trolling, Void. Really? Are you sure? Ooh. Okay, so Dowie banned Dark Elves and Skaven. So the High Elves, so this is the exact game we were talking about earlier. And, yeah. Deserves reviews. Oh, thank you very much, Amado. I appreciate that. Logic wouldn't prefer. Listen, if it's the Dowie match, if it's the Dowie mirror, I don't mind. I don't mind. The more Dowie, the better. You know me, Venge. Yeah, I thought so, Legion. I thought so. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in chat today. Tank's ready. He has a build. He has a build. Saying TK into VC is a horrible idea. Yeah, I agree as well, Legion. I think it's yeah. I thought it was sarcasm, Void. I thought, but you know what? I'm gonna say something quickly before we get into this. Void may like troll and like might say like Beastman to TK can work, and Void has shown me like, for example, Void has brought VP into Dowie and made it work, and really like maybe questioned my Warhammer experience. So him saying Beastman into VC can work, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. He just brings a build and just slaps VC. Like, it just wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, GG's all round. What was banned? Oh, sorry, buddy. Up here, let me have a look for you. So, it looks like VC banned High Elves and Dark Elves. So that was a good bans there, and then he bought TK. So that was an interesting one, for sure. I think Lizman would have been. I think Lizman would have been a good pick. No, that's true, Legion. That's true. That's true. I think more my point is that Void comes through with some excellent play sometimes that really take me by surprise. And if he says he's seen it work, I believe it. All right, let's hop in here on the Astillion Tomb. Let's catch up with you guys. See what you're saying. Oh, VC Mirror. Oh my God. Oh, VC Mirror would hurt me slowly. Maybe I'm bad. I don't understand why Dark Elf instead of High Elf. There's a lot of applications for Dark Elf. Lots of AP. You've got Malekith on his limo. You've got lots of chariots, AP from Dark Shards. You got Harpies that are a pain in the arse. Yeah. Void, you gotta stop trolling, big boy. You gotta stop trolling. But any three of those are really bad. Like, I'd say Dark Elves, High Elves, Skaven are really, really bad. Anyway, let's go through the High Elves. So the High Elves here, we are going to be having the double Lion Chariots. These guys are exceptional. With the Great Eagle. Not too sure what the Great Eagle's in here today, but it's in here nonetheless. But maybe the meme from Alec Rao for sure. I'm sure people can tell me. Noble on a chariot, it's just going to be dumb powerful, as we always know. And be coming through there with the 110 armor. White Lions of Chase, absolute staples here at dealing damage up against the Dowie. They're just exceptional. The only counter to them really being sort of like Iron Breakers or Hammerers. You can use Longbeards are great weapons, but they'll still struggle nonetheless. And Rangers can do pretty good up against Dwarf Warriors. In the sky, you will be having Alaria the Radiant for that healing, and that's where it starts to become a little bit dirty. But you have Star of Avalon, as well as Arcane Conduit, Tempest. Tempest here will be specifically used for any sort of gyro builds, and Earthblood with the Shield of Saphri and Life Bloom. Let's go with the Dowie, and this is where it gets important, and this is exactly what I expected to see. We expect to see some Hammers. We have Slayers, as well as Hammers in the front line with some Longbeards. Not the great weapon variety, but lots of Hammers. 3 units to Hammers, which is the maximum you can have, as well as some Longbeards for that immune to Psychology. We have 2 units of Slayers, including the Dragonback Slayers in the back, with, oh my god, cannon. 4 units of cannons here, with the big Grombrindle, the White Dwarf in the middle, alongside the Urkrat Miners. Look at this big, bearded foe. Look at this guy here. Look at him. Isn't he just gorgeous? So, he's going to have Flash Bomb. Grombrindle has the fear, and of course he'll be unbreakable. I just want to get a nice zoom in here. This is really all I care about, is this guy right here. How you doing, Talcor, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Let's get in. Oh my god, the cannon's going to be ripping straight off. If they do enough damage up against the infantry of the White Lions, it could be one here. It could be one. I'm actually of a difference of opinion here. Maybe Gromby in chat or Venge might say a little bit different, but High Elves and Dark Elves, you could go back and forth. I think Skaven's their worst matchup, for sure. For sure is their worst matchup. I think closely followed by High Elves and Dark Elves. I just think all three are terrible. But which is why I'd prefer to go against High Elves. I don't know why, but I think even I would prefer to fight High Elves. I've played the matchup more, maybe. Maybe that's why. But yeah, so Rangers coming through. We have the Chariots coming into the back, and the Eagle, which will be supporting. I'm not too sure about the Great Eagle. I've never really seen the Great Eagle used to any sort of great application, but maybe. You can see absolutely ripping apart the White Lions and Chase, doing some good damage value. Already losing 23 models. Fantastic work there, as well as 15 models on the right. And it looks like 14 models in the middle, so some really good work here. And on the left, we'll be seeing 11 models gone here, but a healthy unit coming through on the left as well. In the back, we can see the chariots. They are going to be getting chased by the slayers. As you can see, it was no, it doesn't look like Flash Bomb went down. They're just going to be holding here. Now, what the chariots are going to try and do is they're going to try and maneuver around and hope they can hold. And here comes the Longbeards. The Longbeards are going to try and help, but the mass of these chariots is just so annoying to stop. Flash Bomb could be good. Oh, look at this. The Eagle in the pocket here is going to be getting absolutely shreked here by the Juggerback Slayers and co. And Alariel is just going to laugh and giggle as it happens. We're in the front line here. This is where it's going to become important. We are going to have Rangers fighting up against Longbeards, and the Hammers are going to be waiting. Miners coming forward for those blasting charges, and they'll probably be a little bit better applied here to the Rangers. Not so much here up against the heavily armoured Lions. There's some more Rangers here on the right-hand flank. They'll be coming through to the late flank here up against the cannons, and moving far too far forward here are the Hammers. The Hammers need to stay nice and tight. This build must stay tight. It's getting far too spread apart here. Alec Rao absolutely coming through for the big damage. So looks like we've lost one cannon. One cannon has gone down here. Gromby will be coming through for the big slap here. If he does manage to hold on to that Noble, it could be some really, really good work. Eagle is going to be struggling. It has broken and will be going away, but Gromby is coming after the Noble. Noble will be going away, so just about getting away with that. But the Dragonbite Slayers have taken a big punishment, and yeah, they're going to get away with it. Down to 45 models now here for the White Lions. I don't know if this Dowie Force, but if anybody can pull this off, it will be Tank. If anybody can pull it off, it could be Tank. Blasting charges must be used by the Urkram Miners. They are going to be coming after those Rangers. Can they do the damage value that is needed? Mainly here for the cannons, it's just getting that damage value to go through. Gromby has to fear going down to make sure these cannons just stay and keep fighting for as long as humanly possible, or should I say, as long as Dowie possible. With the Slayers going through, trying to do some good butt slam here onto the Lion Chariots. They're going to be carving through and doing some good damage value. If they do lose models, which would be perfect. As you can see, 1.4k health, and they still have so many models left. How have they not lost a model yet?
We have failed!
Oh, they've broken though. Are they going to come back though is the question. Still having 3 models, which means if Alariel comes over and heals, they'll heal all 3 models. They do have a healing cap though, so could be a little bit difficult. The Hammers can come through with a big punch up against the Noble, and this is where it becomes difficult. You now just have elite infantry and Slayers to deal with. The Eagle has gone down, the Eagle will be going down, and you have Rangers in the back, and of course Alariel will be chasing off the cannons. The cannons have done the work. Balance is relatively even, but as you can see here, we do actually have the triple chariots coming back in, and the triple Lion Chariots would look pretty healthy here in the pocket. 3.7k left for them. Alariel does need to come over ASAP and start helping. Miners will be having that immune psychology as well as because of that frenzy, so it'll be very handy here against the Lions. But if they do go below that 50% leadership, they will be losing that. So you've got to be careful there in that pocket. They do need some Slayer assistance. Slayers will be coming through, but the Slayers really don't want to be fighting up against White Lions. They need to be safe to fight up against Nobles and Co. Healing going down here on top of the Lions. Overcast as well for that healing. And yeah, that's the problem. That's why you need to kill those models. You really, really need to kill those models. We're in the pocket here. Where's Gromby? Gromby's here in the pocket. Can he come through? Blasting charge is going down. Blasting charge aren't going to do too much against the heavy armor here from the chariots. And we do have a shattered unit of Rangers. So White Lions will be losing. This Gromby force can stay nice and tight together. Can do some really, really, really good stuff. Blasting charge is going to be going down. That's really going to be hurting your Slayers as well. So Slayer trade for a little bit of damage on the White Lions is a little bit questionable. But as you can see here in the pocket, no BS given here. And here we go, mass healing. So you have a mass healing for the Nobles. And I think that's a bit of a misplay there. That's a bit of a misplay. The Chariots aren't going to be inside. And as you can see, how many Chariots we've got left here? 2 Chariots left here for Lions. They are 700 damage health left. And they're going to be struggling. White Lions are going to be also struggling. Oh, I think the Dowie could prevail here. If the Dowie play this correctly, they could prevail. As you can see, Gromby coming in. Can he get in and do the big slamming that is needed? Big hits coming in. I think the Noble is going to be able to get away. A bit delayed there, but good luck, have fun for both sides. Very nice stuff. White Lions coming through for the clean. They are going to be able to clean up those hammers, and with that mobility, should be able to push off. I think this is where it's becoming difficult. You need to have these Dowie nice and tight. You need to have that leadership buff from Grom Brindle. And yeah, it's starting to become difficult. You've got to be careful. And how does Alariel have fear? Can anybody answer that in chat? I don't know how Alariel has fear, but that bothers me. But Longbeards in the pocket, they'll be doing some good work, I'm sure. These old folk will be getting in and doing damage value. I think here it's going to be a little bit far. It's a little bit too late now for Dowie, unfortunately. We have some healthy units of hammers over here in the pocket. Can they come back? 37 leadership, that should be enough for them to come back. We do have L'Oreal nice and close to them. Ah, that'd be why. Yeah, they are going to be chased here in the back. It's a bit of a shame. Slayers inbound, Elkra Miners will be going down, and that'll be GG's. It's just going to be Gromby left. Gromby versus the world. It hurts my beard. It hurts my beard. All ladies cause fear, do they? Almaldo. Oh no. Oh, nice. Needed that. So, tank coming through there for 700 damage value on Grombrindle. 460 here for the Urkra Miners. 440 here for the Longbeards. 360. 1,100 from the Slayers. 880 here for the Hammerers. 880 for the second one. And 1,075 for the third. 1.8 here for the Dragonback Slayers. 350. 300, 400, and 250 for the Cannons. 271 for Laria the Agent, 1.1 here for the Noble, 400 for the Eagle, really not paying for itself, but 1.9 and 1.7 for the Lion Chariots. Frontline 360, 350, 440, 570, 140 here for the White Lions, and the Rangers 470, 730, and 220. So GG's to both sides. This I can't see what that is, a bit slow there, but GG's. So let's pop in here. Have a look. High Elf infantry is better than Dwarf infantry. Chaos Chariots greater than Dwarf. Healing, obviously. Yeah. What Venge said is completely correct there. It's a difficult matchup for the Dowie for sure. It's a very, very difficult matchup. There's actually 4 cannons, Caradoc. 4 cannons. I think his idea was to try and blast open that infantry as much as possible, so when the front line did hit, it was going to have no impact, or at least a lot less. Good old unstoppable nobles, but only for Dowie. Yeah, that's true. You could actually go double noble on this. Double noble with the double white line chariots is just... Oh, it's hard. It is hard. Maybe it will be possible, just not on this map. Yeah, maybe. Void Tank tried to convince us that he is very good and working at building against high elves. Yeah, I think it's not impossible. It's certainly possible. Like, you just need lots of slows. You need lots of slows. Map hole's fine. Caradoc 7. That's more than the tank's fault for not adapting to the smaller map. Or maybe he forgot. Need more giant slayers for chariots, in my opinion. Yeah, I think at least a unit giant slayers alongside a unit of the dragon bats would have been nice. You could have gone 3 there, but then you would have lost a unit hammerers, and hammerers are very needed for that front line. I was very interested to see the longbeards with no great weapons. That was what interested me the most, if I'm honest. The great weapons there probably could have been utilised, but obviously he's been practicing that matchup a lot, so it should be interesting to see what he has in the future. Huge mash, stop chariots, AP. I mean, you could actually go triple Rune Lord. You could go triple Rune Lord and maybe go with the slows, or maybe just go... triple Rune Lord. You could go otherwise Grombrindle with the double Runesmith, just coming in with the slows and see how that works. Just slow down as many chariots as possible, hop onto them with all sorts of slayers you got, maybe see how that works. You could have checked time, really. So, on the whole map idea, and Caradoc did send me a message about the whole map idea. So, for the tournament, I get all of my maps from Inticity's ladder. So, Inticity has a map pool, and he has all the competitive maps there, and I pick from those maps. What I try and do is I try and balance out the maps. You know, you have some smaller maps. So, we'll quickly drop through them. You know, I try to pick the most balanced maps as well. Not all of them are balanced. Like, I know some people have a bit of a... Some like Troll Country, some don't. I know Summer Song's pretty good. Prague is pretty good. I try and pick maps, like I try and go at least one big one, one small one. I try and mix it up as much as possible. Obviously, people are going to have preference on different maps. Like, when I first played, a lot of people didn't like the fact that I put too many big maps because I brought them all from the WWC. But then I started changing and put some smaller maps in, and people aren't liking that there's too many small maps. So I'm trying to adapt and keep as many maps in and as much variety as possible. But GG's well played to tank. Tried really hard there at the end and didn't quite go his way, but... We will be having our victor today, which is Alec Rao. He will be coming through with the massive 250 points to come through to that final, which will be really, really important. So some really, really nice stuff for him. That will pretty much nearly actually secure him a place in the final, I think, which is quite nice for him. So you'll probably be seeing Alec Rao in the final. I know that we have Void, who's pretty close, and we have a few other people. Yeah, just keep the map pool as is. It's fine. Just sometimes people forget to check the map. No, that's fine. That's fine. And if people do have an issue with the maps, just let me know. Thanks for the great stream. No problem, Amodo. Thank you very much for dropping in. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for chilling out for me. I really hope you enjoyed the stream today. If you did, please drop a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a subscribe if you are new here. That would also really help out the channel on my road to 1,000. I'll be coming back on Monday. So Monday, let me just double check the date for you guys. So Monday should be the 31st. On the 31st, I will be doing the 2v2 tournament. So hop in for that. I'll be setting it up tonight. So you guys can check out, sign up, and have fun with that. But yep, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your evening. By the way, where can we check our points? It'll be going up right now. I've been a little bit busy, so apologies on that. But it'll be going up tonight. I'll be putting up the points tonight, so you should see where everybody is to go through to the final. And the winner will be taking home a copy of Total Warhammer 3, so that should be quite cool. Other than that, yeah, take care of yourselves. Sign up for the 2v2 if you'd like to play. Yeah, thank you very much, Parkour, for chilling out. Thank you very much. And Tank and all those, and Biblington, Caradoc, Ice Power, all of you guys, Venge, thank you very much for all of you guys that have come hang out today. Appreciate it. Check out for all the tournaments. There should be 3 next week, 2v2, Sub-Faction, and BattleMania as a minimum. I'm really trying to work on getting more tournaments. I might do a King of the Hill next week, so maybe I'll leave a poll for you guys to check out what you want to do. But yeah, take care of yourself, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video or live stream. Take care.